these people are coming to me. One of them is moving from Germany to here because of something that I taught him that just changed his entire fucking life. When this is because I'm willing to look at videos that are like, oh my God, this doesn't make any sense. 4 hours later, shit, this still didn't make any sense. I'm going to look at it again because I remembered it captured enough of my imagination that I was like, that's interesting.
It still
And
relies on a Phillips curve kind of relationship.
Sorry, Joe.
it's okay.
Going forward, is the
I'm
natural
gonna
rate
turn
of
down a little.
unemployment a useless concept?
There you
How
go.
will the Fed, what measures?
Yeah, and I was going to say, and everything is basically been based around lines.
in the coming years?
Actually,
Like I don't have an indicator strategy. I was doing that stuff to help you guys understand it because most of the group is indicator heavy.
and
I see it in charts, how many indicators you guys have. So, okay, how do I unplug you guys from that? Well, give you something else that just like, okay, we're not using any indicators. I'm going to prove to you how I can do this.
but when there's
And this is the trip we're in. But until that this came to you guys and you guys saw it, this information would have been non-existent in your lifetime till you ran into it.
that the natural rate had moved.
So all those other information I got is non-existent until you run into it.
We knew that. And I think what was different in this cycle was
Yeah.
really had to
You're right.
think
You're right. I
and
think
it's-
it's important for us to have all kinds of
it really moved up quite a lot.
views,
I don't think it's a problem.
and
It is
so you can have your own, your own
pinned down where the natural rate of unemployment
perspective.
when there's this massive.
So that's I think it's always important because you mentioned that we started with the 4 hour, then we went from the SAR. You see, we came through a lot of ways of doing the trades, right? And I think it's important. The thing that I'm
Looking at it.
my perception in these past 2 weeks, it's that it's completely different from
I think
from 1 month ago. I mean, the movements from the markets are
reasons
I don't know.
not entirely
No,
easy to
Bonds are going,
predict.
dollars not.
So
Well-
they are doing different stuff. So if we
Yeah.
stay attached to one thing, right, we're
keep-
probably gonna suffer more. So that's why I think we have always be enhancing, seeing other stuff in order to be more aware of what can happen. So I think it's valid. It's valid to see other stuff from time to time.
Labor
no, it is. You must be
make the
to be a good trader. And honestly,
You're
be a
holding up.
problem
All
going
right.
forward.
Bonds
you
are
know
down.
how I say this stuff, and I'm like, well, it's this point of control, and then there's this pattern, then there's this thing, there's that, and it's like this is why I feel like this. A lot of it is because I know all the other type of strategies that most people do, and then I use them all in my head at once so fast that it just makes me feel better about my calls. But this point of control thing is how I called the top,
Strengths were relatively. You could look.
and I started to get
for a long time.
screaming at people and everybody's YouTube channel that don't listen to them. Short. That's all I said. That's how I started. But if I would have brought the point of control to you guys when we got to the 4 hour, when we first started together,
Pressure on inflation over time.
you guys,
I mean,
maybe, I'm not saying not nobody would have got it here. Some of you guys that we had like 80 people at once and 20 all the time, 24 hours a day. And I could
Yeah.
not get people to play the 4 hour. Do you think I could get people to bet
very hard.
add money into the trade under while it's sinking?
We tend
No.
to assume we
Like a
go
nice
back to-
I wouldn't. You wouldn't believe me. You wouldn't believe like I'm saying. Go long on this line. Go long. You're like, but it's tanking. No, go long.
Yeah, Zuckerberg.
You wouldn't believe me.
That deal book right now.
So it's easier to show the 4 hour where in time it plays just like it was supposed to be to the penny, and then add something where
using
it's
forecast
more complicated, like believing that you got a short when it's going,
with
or you got a long when it's shorting, or you got a short when it's longing.
Now, let's see.
24 months out.
That's still,
Think about
you know
that.
how long it's gonna take to. So today is Wednesday, right? So now we're at a week that I've been doing this with you guys.
Is dropping.
now, and one of the reasons.
Not
is
one
just
time has been wrong.
situation is so different from the.
A week from now, next week, I might be wrong one time
It's just.
or two. I might be wrong. But how do you trade, right? You trade in the odds. So if next week I lose 2 and this week I lost none, I'm still a badass trader.
Forecast will continue to make.
I could lose 50% of my trades and still be a badass trader.
Say,
And I'm losing 0 at the moment. So let's see what happens next week when I lose 0. I'm in profits right now by 1,400.
so
And I started the trades again this morning because my gold trades is how I'm making the money.
be humble.
On Bitcoin trades is what I'm going with you guys. But I'm making money with Bitcoin, but my gold trades are heavy. There's like 10 grand on gold. And my gold trade is the signal for Bitcoin.
In particular,
So if gold does it, Bitcoin does it.
Yeah, you're breaking out from it, but he's.
so if you're waiting for actual.
So instead of trading shit that I don't know about, right? Like all these, I started trading AVAX and all that shit when my teammate became a teammate. I've never traded altcoins because I was like, you can't, come on, you can't see that wick coming from a mile away, dude. With gold and Bitcoin, I could tell you when we're gonna make this next move and about what time.
I'm not sure what tomorrow's
I
inflation
think
rate
we're a
is.
little lagged
You're
on
saying-
So I became
This would be secondary to the.
a
economic
pro, I'm not, or an expert maybe at 2 asset classes that I can predict. Do I need to be like the GMT master or the Luna master to become rich? No, I just need to figure one of them out of the thousands that we could trade and then just do the same shit over and over, just like they do. Do the same shit over and over
The elements of those
every day and
looking at
fucking quit your fucking job.
these macroeconomic conditions where, we, for example, we
Our conversations here now are like how everybody, my daughter won't quit her job because she works from home, so she got a nice job. But my lady, she's ready to quit her job.
the changes in financial conditions and the effects
She's
of-
scared that it'll happen right now. But if I could pull it off, right, where I'm making some serious money per week, why would anybody have to wake up and go to work in my house? I'm gonna send my brother money. I'm gonna send my mom money.
Policy.
I send my mom money all the fucking time, and my mom doesn't believe in what I'm doing.
The data's not
Definition of
bad, but he
restrictive
seems
is
chill.
above.
Yeah, most people don't.
Dude, it pisses me off that my own people don't believe in me
Pointing out
to help them
my
when they believed in me and less bullshit. When I was like with my own companies, they're all about that, right? Because it's a physical thing. They see it physically happening. This is the matrix. And they're like, oh, you're just gambling.
there isn't any
My God.
perfect summary.
You know, like
the way I think about it, and I think
I could show a person to $1 million and they still won't fucking believe me
and
because they don't believe the truth. They believe the lie.
financial conditions.
So that's why I've become a hermit, like I got barely any friends that are physical because I don't care anymore. I don't give a shit about like, oh, you don't believe in what I'm doing? Too bad. Have fun being poor.
that
And that's why I want a fucking yacht. You guys believe if I get to the point of yacht status, it's not going to be a big one. It's not going to be some $100 million yacht, but it's going to be a boat that I can live in that's big, right? If I get to that point, that's for a reason. Because at that point, I don't even need the world. I just need my family, my closest homies, and fuck the rest. And I'll just chill in the ocean at the beaches.
And another leg. You might chill out here. This is
Because
crazy.
people piss me off more of the time than not.
Reading for inflation,
And you try to help people physically, and they bitch about it. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, I'm helping you, dude. Why are you bitching? It's like, fuck.
Across the whole yield curve. You also look though at credit spreads and what are private companies borrowing at, because most borrowing doesn't happen at the federal funds rate. It happens.
The dollar hasn't hit a new low yet.
We look at asset prices. We look at
Again, that last comment was just bullish, but now
exchange
we're
rates,
gonna
which
see
are
if it
just another
shows.
asset price. We look at all those things, and we try to make a judgment.
Joe,
about,
you still there?
About whether looking at put some weight on, on the real interest rate curve, some weight on
All
the
right,
other
I
aspects
sold
talked
100
about.
of the
I think you have to
Apple
make a judgment at the
shares.
end, though,
I'm
that
gonna
you're
get rid of the
restricted.
rest here.
So
in
an
a
estimate
second.
of the neutral rate of interest.
took
didn't
like a
seem to be
$20
one of the big
loss.
factors in that list you
No,
gave.
it's in there. It's in there in looking at the real rate
a
curve.
little
So
liquidity,
you look at the
see if
real
they
rate
run
curve,
it.
you'd want rates to be above what we estimate as the longer run neutral rate.
All right, I just
The
sold
issue
out
is,
Apple
you
$40
know, the
loss
longer run
from the
neutral rate
900.
is a
Again,
rate
now I got all my money back.
at a time
I'm
of
chill
full
now.
employment and
That's just the
2%
rebalance
inflation
I needed.
and the economy is
Oops.
perfect equilibrium.
And then we hold
That
the
isn't
rest
where we
still.
are.
Yeah, I noticed.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Can I turn
It's
to
okay,
the balance
wake up.
sheet for a minute? I'm going to turn to questions from the audience in a minute. What criteria are you going to use to decide when to end?
To be above what we estimate as the longer run neutral rate. The issue is, you know, the longer run neutral rate is a rate
So hard to translate what he's saying.
and 2% inflation and
I can't hear
economy is
shit.
perfect equilibrium. That isn't where we are.
Yeah, I noticed. Can I turn to the balance sheet for a minute?
Oh,
I'm gonna
good,
take
it
questions
has,
from the audience in a minute.
subtitle.
What criteria are you going to use to decide when to end the shrinking of the balance sheet? Is it the economy? Is it whether money markets are functioning well? Is it whether the Treasury is having trouble raising money? How do you decide when you've shrunk enough, when you should end the shrinking?
So I should refer you to a document that lays all this out in detail that I really should be reading to you, but I'll paraphrase it.
Thank
So
you.
If I don't get it exactly right.
No one will pay attention if you get it exactly right. Don't worry about it.
Pretty much wing it.
Relax.
Are you guys longing?
We're in an ample reserves regime. And what that means is that
Are you guys waiting for after the move, the new?
federal funds rate. So there's more than enough
I have been learning Ethereum.
close to reserve scarcity. So what we said is that we would allow reserves to decline.
I'm looking for
until
like
we're somewhat above the level that we think
one
is,
pump, and
is
then,
consistent with an ample reserve, with
then I'll start
scarcity.
getting out of my
And
longs.
then for a while, what you do is you
I'm longing.
balance sheet constant, and non-reserve liabilities grow while reserves shrink. So we sort of shrink gradually down to that, and then
I'm longing, but I'm expecting
really go back into
the real movement
because what happens
to
is
be dropped. But after a series of up and downs,
very substantially. So
What is your TP?
in the system is really
Eastern.
No, I'm not trading BTC right now. I'm trading a bunch of alts right now.
Oh, okay.
system in the financial system generally.
But if I would put a
The last
Oh,
handful of
there we
slides
go.
TP on BTC, I would probably say that
is not
we can go maybe to 17,200, 17,300.
Jeff said the possibility that the economy would enter a recession sometime over the next year is almost
That
like.
should be
Is that already? Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that should be a TP. Then after that, I can see a little retracement back to 17.
I think I'll continue to do that. But,
And we start, 17, 17,300. We're still in this range.
but there's
I
a
think
gap
tomorrow
or soft
we
news.
can see a break of the 17, maybe come back to the 1,600, 16,700.
Unemployment goes up, but it's not a hard landing. It's not a severe.
Then drops, and with more retracements up until we come back to the
in
to the 15 highs, like 15,900, 15,800.
The labor market.
That's the way I'm expecting.
We see inflation and the goods inflation.
17,340.
Inflation gets better, and the labor market
Oh.
softens, but doesn't go into
Yeah.
recession. And
That region.
inflation
I had 17,213, close to yours, Lister.
I don't.
17,305 to 17,340 will be your next range of your wick.
Still achievable. Although, if you look at the history, it's not a likely.
And that'll be a perfect
set of circumstances.
trap
You said in the press conference that you thought the path to that soft.
for
landing-
consolidation at the top in those areas. Scrape 1,800,
I don't know if you can have a.
tank it.
I don't know.
That's the next point of control. That's just,
17,300, huh?
I was asking.
yeah, 17.
375 I got. Point of control.
let's see. I think it's 17,305. I'm looking at it on the 1 hour, like way back, because it just broke the daily.
And this persistent.
This is what we just pumped over is the actual daily
And so to the extent
by a
we
long ways.
keep rates higher or
Like,
keep them
like
low,
there's,
that's going to.
so we're on the second step
beginning.
of the daily. So if we're just tracking the daily, as the clue. This daily that we're over now is higher than the last daily.
In
So now you got to look way back, which is
the
to
flexible
me
inflation targeting framework,
like 17
that you think we should be rethinking.
on the 1 hour. The box is 17,346, but if you look in the 1 minute, it's probably a little tighter than that,
In 5 years. And so
or
that
17.
bear fruit in 25 or 26.
Yeah, 17,339, 17,305, some shit like that.
Cycle, we need to see the other side of inflation and what the economy looks like.
That would be your next point of control.
to really make.
And if you look at just structure,
Aside from the framework itself.
right, we could get to 17,132 because that's like a wick that's left.
Really strong.
But in structure, we're in open air now.
That was
So this shit's gonna collapse.
One piece of guidance that we
But
gave,
17,140 to 17,343
all this
is a
inflation.
range.
But the one piece of guidance that we gave that I probably wouldn't do again is we said we wouldn't lift
And
up
this will be the last
until we saw
up thrust that I feel that will happen. And this will end up with a
because
bear flag, not a bear flag, but
the tail risk.
ascending bearish rising wedge or something, like it's ascending
We didn't
to a point, but
so
slowly, but it's going to collapse to the outside or to the downside. So it's like a bearish
after the pandemic,
ascending wedge, I think is what it's called.
inflation everywhere.
I just told you the next 3 moves.
just didn't seem likely, and yet here we are. So
Believe it or not.
invite the chairman of the Federal Reserve to speak at Brookings.
I believe it now after a week.
Both of them are questions I've already
Well,
asked
think about this.
It
Now
takes
we gotta-
time.
that I
The
couldn't-
fundamentals come in my head, which is what's my fundamentals? Well, it's 2 o'clock. This meeting just happened, right?
You get
We
an
expected the pump, like they always pump it in a meeting. By the end of the day, they're gonna hold it to either have Asia
again, I'm
drag it sideways
super early,
and then Europe dump it.
the newspaper.
And then that's what me and Deanna, you already discussed, but that could be the top of the wick on the daily
Some.
for the next candle. And then that's what we catch short.
The security guys.
Yeah.
Because look, they're bringing the market up
Okay,
with
so
a collapsing looking structure that, like,
you need to wait
you know, they're going to come back for that.
Yeah.
And then what would be the next move is to actually hold it up there for a while to create orders and da 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 da. Well, if we know that the structure is not going to hold, and you know the cycle of the moon has not technically happened, it will happen. You watch. It's an 18-day cycle, right? A lot of things can happen in a cycle. It could stay up here for 17 days, and the last second tank the structure's not gonna hold, and it'll be lower than we started in the full moon or some bullshit like that, right? That's also risky as shit if you just play that. Right now, we're playing the phase of this trap that I said would happen
Wouldn't
a
necessarily
week ago.
One of them would be potentially higher rate, but more, I would think.
So that's what they're doing. Like that, there's no other way to look at what the next move is because the moves have been correct. If I'm reading a chess game and I'm in your head, I'm knowing exactly what the fuck you're planning. You're planning before you actually do it because that's the only way I can make these calls that are like on point. So what is the next move is to go higher than the last higher high
Because
and then drag it to a point that is a collapsing
why we're
thing to collapse this part of it and maybe start the moon cycle. And I would say around, like I said yesterday, whenever the market opens or closes, that's when we need to make the trade.
Thanks. Yeah, Jonathan Pingle with UBS.
So if we start the market open at a high, like we are right now, like it's going parabolic, right? Maybe the next market open candle, it starts at the tip and it goes from there down for the next daily candle. Because we've been catching the tip up.
And we're gonna have the monthly too today. So
Yeah, we've been catching the tip up. And I said, we're on the bottom of the range and wherever this stops will be the top of the range for the next range that they put us in consolidation.
Do you think
And it'll just be a little bit higher than we were last week to give everybody that bullish feeling.
So on labor force,
PsyOps.
I think it's useful to go back.
Actually, I'm reading it from a book. Let me see. Page 3.
The forecast that mainstream labor economists had was that, and you're right, aging of the population leads to declining
Make those that read candles,
participation with
give them big red ones and short green ones.
2014 to 2020.
That way they
That was because
just focus on the big red ones
people were
and those
saying
move, then the tiny little green ones, because that takes forever.
predict
If not, revert to page 2.
long periods of time you have an aging
Trend
population,
lines.
probably going to have different things, but I don't think
Feel me?
Yeah.
we get
All right.
to where we're participation.
That's my comical part. I just made all that up in my head.
Population adjustment.
And I grabbed some papers that I just,
Rule it out. And
you know, because
point and a half below that now.
I want you guys one day to be, you're like, you were so fucking right, dude. This is so fucking easy now. Because you know the story ahead because you already read the chapter that like last month, right? And it's like, man, they're doing the same shit. I read this book already.
That's part of the story. The other part.
And then by 3 months from now, you're kind of bored
force that
because they don't have new moves.
a big part of the shortfall in labor force is actually population.
They don't like how many of H's I've showed you? A million. How many of this move I showed you? A million, right? They don't have any more moves. They just have timing and they have the time of the market, right? Like they could take a week to fucking get to where we're talking about, or they could take 10 seconds.
We have to.
So they keep us like, man, we got to watch it because I need to get it right now. And then,
labor, although they're
you know, it doesn't happen for a week and you're like sitting there for 4 days, not doing shit.
Noted, please.
So yeah, the answer is yeah. I mean, that's what.
So I would look at the 4-hour candle because of this parabolic and see when that finishes. And that says 3 hours, 2 hours and 44 minutes. That's when this stops.
Really, just by slowing growth.
And in 2 hours and 44 minutes, you know what time that is around? The end of New York session.
Yeah.
That's funny. Why would they just bring it to the top of the range right at the end of a session?
So it can fucking dump.
gave a speech.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Or most likely it goes into
crazy.
the ripsaw consolidation and it sits up there at the top of the range, right? For a session. It could sit there through Europe.
Star was.
Fair.
And then tomorrow we come in and I mean, why not? It could sit there till Monday.
One interpretation of COVID.
They could sit within $50 of each other. You know what? That's the stuff that I don't know. I can't tell you what, I mean, I know it kind of looks like magic when they hit the lines, but that's all measured moves that I've figured out how to measure them and trial and error. And then it's like fucking, okay, I get it now. This is the fucking one tiny one they're using, really, this fucking little sliver. And that's it.
So what we write down and what the
The 4-hour thing is I've said who taught me that. And
of the natural rate of unemployment
there's a math calculations behind that one.
is that
Yeah.
during the course of a long
Right. So that's
that
like,
one's super satisfying.
I love that one.
Right, to generate
That's the one you gotta like. That's when you go on vacation,
relatively
right? You don't want to fucking look
Yeah.
at charts for a week, but you're
Yeah.
looking for one trade that you want to make money while you're gone. You look for a 4-hour break and you just fucking give it room and then go on vacation and come back and look at it. And it's like, oh shit, it took me out, or damn. Because that one, it's either going to draw back a little bit and then you didn't have the room, right? Because of high leverage or not enough margin or money in your platform. But does it hit the target a week or so or less? Yes,
natural rate of unemployment.
they all do.
Probably significantly.
But most of us here, like,
So it's not
can't
to do
sit here for a week and watch that one go. And
Weber Phillips curve. It was
when I was trying to teach that, George came in
Way to frame
and he
it.
taught a faster way because everybody wants to be
Oh
satisfied.
yeah,
fast.
yeah. His 5-minute strategy.
We didn't get him.
Yeah, they want to be. Most of us are not happy unless we're satisfied right away.
too worried.
We're not willing to wait on satisfaction. We want it now.
will we,
That's another part of the feeling that if you're fucking feeling euphoric and you're not willing to wait for the drag that I talk about, like, hey man, just wait this one out.
Love to have that.
That one you can just go to bed.
okay, so you got
Count on it.
in your term. Do you think you can
The reason I'm doing it is don't think it's because I want to sit here and show you guys the whole entire move. Is both. I will sit here and prove it. And when it happens, it's like, okay, you guys should be writing what time this shit happened. Exactly. So next time there's a Fed meeting and we're at this exact same point, we're gonna set up for a fucking long. Because we know they long. And if we're in the right part of the long, when they do that, we just capitalize. Okay, put that away. The next thing, past this. At the daily open, it seems like fuck, he's grabbing a daily open within the next first 45 minutes. You could just do that, not even look at charts. As long as you're going the right way.
You, of course, look at.
Write that down.
We have a domestic mandate, of course, as every central bank.
No, that's not how you guys are doing it. Because all these papers
really matter for us. So
we should see the fucking notes and shit and posted notes and
we really think, and my
and fucking charts and
do for ourselves,
Mountain Dew cans and
inflation under control as quick.
guns, and
We don't think the world's going to be a better.
I'm like surrounded by everything here because I'm not gonna let go of these guys.
And then we have to go in later. The evidence is that the
When you guys are making $2,000 the fucking move, I'm gonna remember that I told you this, and I'm gonna remind you guys. It's like, now what? You guys want 10? Is that what you want? 10? It's 10 what we're after.
matter we need.
Think I'm kidding?
We did, and
No, I believe you.
I get to walk with my chest tall with you guys because so far, in a year's time, and not just you guys, I've
how much do you worry
my homie, like he's ready to move here because he knows that
we do
last night we talked about my move for like the entire time on chat while I was streaming.
and makes it harder for you.
And he's like, dude, I don't understand this. And he goes, I just know that whatever the hell you say happens like magic.
explicitly taken into consideration.
And I'm like,
they're not perfect. No one would say.
I'm like, dude, I don't think it's magic. I just think I'm fucking
very large.
became
We use
the job.
and
Because I told my family that this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to have my own business. I'm not going to do this. Imagine what you do when you tell your family you're going to just play in a fucking computer for money when you're used to making tons of money
generally
actually working. That's scary.
there's a lot of research.
That's the scary part, failing for the family. Like that's what I fear.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but we're aware of the risk of that.
They hear me talking to you guys and they don't understand how you guys believe in me so much
375 basis points. Markets are
because you guys don't know me.
I think
And I'm like, well, because I've somehow provided some sort of value and they get it. Some of it make $1 here, $10 here.
7%.
Deanna, you here?
I don't regret getting to where we are, and I think
Wait till Deanna's here. I'm going to tell her something.
it's over quickly.
Thanks. Julia? Julia, stand up so the mic can find you.
Did you guys learn anything out of this? Is this any kind of information that's any good?
2 questions.
Of course.
Yeah.
For sure.
So one question on the labor market is how do you reconcile, the characterization of the labor market as
I've been learning a lot in the past.
that wage
2
growth
weeks.
isn't keeping up with inflation and the labor share of GDP really hasn't risen.
The age of enlightenment.
And
I am here to enlighten you guys.
how much credence or what kind of research do you rely on
I think I've told this to Deanna or a few of you guys.
tight labor
A
market
year ago, I did not have Telegram. I don't have Facebook.
become more
A year ago, I didn't know how to type.
tailwind to productivity growth?
Okay, I wrote those down really fast. Now is the problem with reading my handwriting.
Yet now, I'm carrying conversations with you guys as fast as I can on the chat.
The labor market is tight, but wages are not.
And I'm fast, right? Like I had no interest
GDP, which is
in learning how to type or do YouTube streaming or any of that. All I used YouTube for was to learn what was the information, just like you guys.
Going up for most people, but
5 years ago at this point, I've been trading, but a year ago is when I decided to become that other part of myself that is like, hey man, if I'm going to tell people, I got to learn what they know, which is
point to
You know,
people,
me and Ronnie and Matt, they've showed me how to get around the simplest shit on the platform that a kid should know.
but inflation is 7.7%.
And that's why I don't even know why they listen to you, because I call my daughter all the time. It's like, hey, how do you do this?
And we don't think we're at that point, but
I just know this part, the trading part. And that seems to be like
of inflation
difficult for people
work its way into the
in
wage
masses.
process pretty quickly. So that's a serious concern. So on the second question, yes.
Just like somebody might be able to read the hieroglyphics on a pyramid,
you're going to see.
and then the rest of the world doesn't.
I mentioned, it doesn't look like it's going away anytime soon. And that's absolutely, I think, certain to lead to a lot of investment in technology and, you know, labor replacement technology where there isn't labor. And I think you'll see.
Crazy how they're setting up the trap though. It's just interesting to see, you know, everyone's probably, I mean, I know we went long. I mean, you guys went long at the bottom, but you know, now, like you say, after all this, they're just gonna consolidate and just dump it.
Well, I went long and my TP hit from my 16079 or 6099.
Yeah.
So I went long at 16849 right now, and I'm in positive.
No, it's just
I
interesting to see the psychology of it, right?
Aggressive, I would say.
It's
Well,
amazing.
aren't all corporations, and no matter what they do, some sort of psychology?
I mean, we wouldn't, you know,
Doesn't Amazon have their own way, you know, the Amazon way to do Amazon things, and if you don't do that, they fire you?
at all. I think we can.
That's a psychology.
Where the right thing to do is to,
The aspect of a corporation is to how to extract from the public.
we need to be. And by the way,
So if you make a business, you got to figure out how to do it without them knowing about it.
set of thoughts about where that destination might be, but we could be wrong. You know, it can be higher than that, could even be lower than that. We'll have to see. But I think
Whole marketing, the entire marketing
the approach.
life
It would
is
allow us
how to put a product in front of people
upending a lot of
so
logic.
much that they think about it when they're sleeping, and then they go buy it the next day.
At very high human cost.
They don't even need it. So we're gonna make people think they need stuff
Thanks.
by programming them to just showing it to them, that they all of a sudden go to the store and they see it on the shelf and you don't need it. You know you don't need it, but you buy it anyways.
Mr. Powell, is the Fed in danger of
Huh.
neglecting its maximum
That's how they get the money out of your pocket into theirs without robbing you.
stable prices or inflation mandate?
Just
They
like Texas, right?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Well,
not.
I was reading a report. I was seeing a report how 30% of our taxes go to the government. And some guy was like, you know, you're working for free for 3 months out of 12 months. You're literally handing them 3 months of your hard working
Fighting off inflation
time.
and having these
Well, that's if you look at it like that. But everything that you buy with the money after that pays taxes to retail or whatever, and they pay supposedly taxes back to the government. So it all ends up back in the government's hand.
now in the last
Freedom,
several decades. Really, when inflation was
people think they're free here
in the 70s,
in the United
No.
States,
habit of these
but you're really enslaved
inflation-driven
to
businesses.
debt.
And we were able to reach, you saw where we were 3.5.
Like if you owe anything and you're credit card happy,
very
you're a
sensitive
slave.
Society to have these long
Your
experiences.
life is about paying bills. And then your fears is when the bill collector calls.
So
And they
think
teach you how to get in debt
the labor market is incredible.
more than they teach you how to stay out of debt.
1.7 job openings for every unemployed person.
Why is a thing called a loan? Why do
That's
they need to give you a loan?
too great in a way because it's going to be adding to
Because they want you to owe whatever you make back to them. And then the loans come with these interests that they make sure that not only do they get their money, they get extra that you don't even have yet.
It's like buying a house, right? I mean, buying a house is such a scam when you take a loan. I mean, it's crazy because at the end of the day, you still don't owe it.
Chinese
You're,
economy.
you're
Yeah,
literally
I know a lot of
till you pay it off.
I bought my house with a 5-year term.
policy is continuing to take
That because of what you just said. Why would I sign to 30 years?
the size of China.
So I never own it? You know how many things go wrong in 30 years? Where whatever you thought you could do 30 years ago, 20 years from now, you're not going to be able to probably do them.
Chinese economy.
Fuck that.
On the U.S.
Yeah, I told them like, no, I actually wanted a 3-year loan and they didn't believe I could pay for it. So
current
I told them I wanted a 5-year loan. They're like, well,
inflationary factor or
that'll be 3 times your payment. And I'm like, okay.
thanks.
And I only owe less than 2 years, 20, maybe 22 months. I don't know. I don't pay attention to that shit. Because I set it up the way I want to, not the way they want me to. Just like when you go to a bank and you say, I want my payments to be this much, or a car or whatever, it's like, what payments will you take? You just fucked up and told them exactly how much they're going to rape you.
That are manufactured or
Oh yeah, that's another scam. The
Yeah.
find a new car in the dealership. That's crazy. All the
Yeah,
fees
never
that they
tell them
put
the
in.
payments you want,
persistent help.
because they will work the numbers around whatever they need to, and they're going to extract the most money out of you and keep you thinking that you got what you wanted.
How you think about the trade-off of restrictive policy?
Oh, we can do these payments if you get this car that's a little newer and it costs $48,000. But sir, I wanted the $28,000 car. Yeah, but we can't get you in those payments. But you know, because it's a used car. But the banks will loan you with a better interest rate, and we'll keep it at $300 a month. But you know, it is $48,000, and you're gonna have to finance it for 7 years, and you're gonna be like, okay, because it kept you at $300, but they fucked you 3 extra years on a more expensive car.
Housing,
Sales trick number 1 for cars. Hope you wrote that down.
housing shortage that we have. But in the meantime, we had.
Remember, it's all the story they tell you and how nice they're treating you is how much they're bending you over.
Get out of the the cities and buy houses in the suburbs because of COVID, and so you really had a housing bubble. You had housing prices going up. But
see, I look at things differently, way all around differently, because
the market's going to go through.
I've realized that
hopefully come out in a better place.
their key is to
really affects the longer
key you out of your wealth and your money and your time and make you in debt. And I didn't know this when I was in my 20s. That's for damn sure.
Get housing built.
I was a business owner at a young age, and I learned a lot of tactics, but I wasn't in the business of taking from people. I was in the business of landing contracts from big money. Like there's hundreds of millions of dollars, and you get, they hire construction companies or transportation or whatever. And I was just like, how much you giving for that? I'll do it.
Coffee cups or something, take them to the back of the room and just.
I need how many trucks? Okay. I got my first big contract. I didn't own but 1 truck, and it was a 30 truck contract. So I hired 30 owner operators with their own trucks, and I made a company in like a week.
Aquí está.
And I had a giant contract.
Hello.
Yes.
No.
Ay, espérate. Ya,
No.
espérate. ¿Aló?
Hello?
Sorry. That was my mom. Let me mute myself.
¿Qué pasa, mamá?
¿Aló?
¿Qué pasa, mamá?
¿Aló?
Ponte las chancletas para atrás. Las chancletas no te las quites.
No, que me tira la chancleta, Joe. No.
Ah, ¿qué? ¿Todavía?
Tírale la chancleta.
Hello.
¿Todavía? Oh my God.
Ay, serio.
Hey, I run from the chancleta too. Don't worry. My daughter threw it at me yesterday.
En Venezuela es la chola.
Like, oh yeah. My mom used to. La chola is like the back of the head to me. Te dan en la chola.
Oh, I see.
¿Aló, Dani?
¿Es chancleta? ¿Es chola?
Sí.
Huh. See, all Spanish is not the same.
We call it chancla.
Yeah, do you,
You call it chanclas?
Yeah,
Yeah, but you
chancla.
guys are Mexican.
Yeah. I'm Mexican.
You ever notice that all the names they describe the areas we live in our side of the world end in CAN? Mexican, American, Puerto Rican,
Venezuelan.
or yeah, it's like they rhyme. They're, maybe not in like the Indian countries and shit like that. Maybe, but probably all their names are all about the same. They call their people some sort of something that makes that. They got lots of tribes there. We got cities here. So what's it gonna do, Maria?
We might get our Christmas rally based on Jerome Powell's news. It was pretty
Based on his?
his.
He had nothing to do
No,
with it.
I'm just everything has there. It's all a system, but no, based on his report, I was just reviewing his report right now. Pretty positive news, right? He's keeping the what is it? I was typing it right now.
So he's saying positive news? Is that what you're saying? Hang on, guys.
Yeah.
We got a short. Get ready to short.
Yeah.
Holy
He's
shit.
saying positive news.
Time to short.
Are you serious or you're kidding?
Well,
he did come out with positive news. I was trying to review right now. He's he doesn't want to crash the economy, that's for sure. And then I mean CPI readings will come out on the 13th, December 13th. So I think it's gonna stay above or stay here within this range till they crash it, right? But yeah, pretty much he's maintaining everything, and he's saying that we're doing fine.
well, then there's your psyops.
Yeah,
That was a narrative. So what do we do on the psyops?
very short.
We get ready for the opposite.
So we are not hitting those.
No,
Point of
I'm not
control?
saying right now.
Ay, don't scare me.
Yeah, you got to look at it as he just put the news out in the world, and then it's time to react, right? Like the whatever he says, and it makes people react. That takes time.
Okay.
It takes time, but
We're still going up a little bit, no?
yeah. But the market maker thinkers like we are, that's a clue. Like, oh yeah. Get everybody to think that everything's okay. No problem. You're gonna tank it. You're gonna fucking kill it. You're gonna do something drastic soon. So these are like clues. It's not we're gonna get the Christmas rally because of what he said. Is well, because of what he said, we need to start looking for shorts because he's giving out good numbers, and it's like, okay, well, now we get ready for shorts and start looking for the big short. When is it gonna happen? Whenever the point of controls go under themselves on the higher time frames. Right now, all point of controls are under price. Daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, 5 minute. The 5 minute crossed a little while ago before that pop. I said the 5 minute crossed. So the way we're gonna trade is we go with the way the market maker is wanting to go. No matter what the fucking report is, and not our own TA that says we got to look for a short now either, or the moon cycle is now. We're gonna keep that in the back of the mind. Like that's a play, right? We're looking for plays. That's a play we got. We know that we got to make that play, and that's gonna be probably if we catch it at the top of any range. It's going to be awesome. But we're not at the top of the range just yet. They're not going to make the top of the range in a 1 day period. They're going to make it over a week. This will...
Yeah, definitely. Because what he said, it's all bullshit, we know, but yeah, his news was pretty... That housing market was stable, right? He says
That's
that
a lie.
the job reports
Whatever.
the jobs are coming down, like the availability of jobs. So that's stable. So he's showing just pure stability that we're winning. So that's going to be the setup for the short, for sure.
Yeah, that's all lies. Everything he read was backwards of the report. Whatever he says, say, well, we're losing. We definitely don't have enough jobs for all the people that we got in the world. The housing is stable because why? We're just not selling houses anymore. It's okay. We're not nobody's buying houses because nobody can afford it. So it's stable. It's all right. That's how you read that shit.
That's how
I promise you, if you start giving yourself
No, 100%. I agree.
you'll be like, man, these motherfuckers is just lie, 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 lie. And people keep believing them because they're the powers and they're the false idols. You know, if Dr. Dre says it, Dr. Dre did it. It's like, okay, who the fuck's Dr. Dre? You know, I mean, I know who he is, but I'm not like easily influenced.
So what
Jerome
was
Powell.
the pill that we are shoving down our throats right now?
Well, we're not the red pill or no, we're unplugging. Remember, like a lot of it is, if we look at it like that, we're not one side or the other of the narrative. We're not one side or the other. We're unplugging. We're taking the little thing out of the back of our heads, and you're waking up and you're looking up at the rest of us like going, whoa. I'm going to disappear for a week, and then I'm going to come back, and then we're going to see where we're at. You're like, so where we at, guys? Where are we, guys? Maria, Malik.
Bro, we just started this. You can't.
I know. We just started a week ago.
That's how you do it. This is
I
like
just got
I
it
mean, like
this
this
morning.
whole YouTube thing.
I just
No,
got
it's like
it.
flight
Just
school.
disappear.
No, I'm in baby jail right now.
Yes, what the hell?
Everybody's like, no.
Bro, you have responsibilities.
Right?
Deanna, see, I knew you'd be perfect for this. She'll just throw out like what I'm supposed to remember. It's like, yeah, you're right. I done started something. Well, I want by Christmas that not only we get this YouTube channel running, that
It's
by
it's running
Christmas-
like as we speak.
Oh, nice. Well, since we're running as we speak, whoever's listening, by Christmas, whatever you have in your account, well, maybe not Deanna, we can double it because Deanna's loaded. But
I'm not loaded. I'm a money hoarder.
that's a good thing to be. No, not necessarily double it, because people will take that shit like, oh, I got $10,000. Let me go 100x and fucking freak the fuck out. And sorry, I shouldn't cuss. But you know, the idea is going to be like a $500, whatever you bring in realistically, because not everybody's got $500. But my $500 strategy that I was telling you guys a while back, that if you just do this is how me and my teammate made $4,000 in less than 20 days, literally. And it was literally using the 4-hour, some of this, because he didn't do this, right? And he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. He just
4 hours
adds
super
money.
good for beginners.
Well, he's a believer now, right? But at first, he's just the type of guy that adds to the trade to get the entry price to the better. But if you're doing that and you're just adding to your trade, then you were wrong in your TA.
Yeah.
And if you add to your trade, you should only add it once, right? Like you were one step away. Okay, one. But if you're adding and adding and adding and adding, just, you know, that buy the dip mentality they sell, that's what I'm talking about. You should never buy the dip, because what dip are you in? You know, like there's so many dips that you don't want to buy the dip. You want to sell the dip, you buy, right? Like when it dips, you buy. You don't sell it, you don't buy it. You go opposite of what it says. And that's where the mentality of 99% of the people trading right now that are not good at it, or not say good at it, they're new at it. They don't understand it. They're getting led the wrong way. They're listening to false idols like Carl the Moon and MM Crypto and Crypto Face. I don't give a shit if they got money. That money is not the people. There's no people that's ever gone in the Carl the Moon show and say, hey, Carl, thanks for helping me, man. When I started with you, bro, when I started with you, I was so broke. Now, because I listened to you. And he may have his own homies. There may be a story, but why is that not what's being told? I want to tell that story. I pull somebody out of it where they quit their job, and then that's what's being put on our channel. What do you think's gonna happen? Everybody wants that.
Yeah.
It's whether or not we can control it or manage it, that it doesn't, you know, not everybody is going to listen like, okay, here's the move, and everybody believes the move. But do you think I say, don't over leverage it, guys?
Yeah, right.
That's impossible. Some asshole is going to put 100x or 5, whatever he could put on it with all the money he's got because he's like, these guys are going to help me, right?
I mean,
And then-
I think that's because nobody ever teaches how to do it right. So people think that like because they have $100 on the trade and it's isolated, that $100 is the only thing that matters.
Right, right. Not the
That's
rest
not
of
how
your
it works.
account. Not the rest of your account. That you're putting the rest of your account. That the idea behind that is
As
with
collateral.
$100. Yeah, you're putting the rest of your account in danger to take $100 and turn it into $1,000. Did you know that? Right? Like that's how you say, did you know that? Because that's what it is. I don't give a shit what anybody's telling you. If you put $100 in and you put $100 out, you're instantly gonna get liquidated.
Yeah.
Like if there's nothing back in the $100, you're done. You're done.
Yeah.
And most people,
Collateral.
yeah, there's no collateral. If there's no collateral, a couple of condos the other wrong way, you're freaking out. You're done yourself, or they take everything. Okay, and then why do you think they give you leverage? Because leverage is a responsibility tool. So if you're not a responsible person, you'll over leverage yourself and think you're a badass. And if you're a responsible person, you will like under leverage what you could do and just get the scrimpings. Just get those little, like I'm getting. I'm not over here bothering anybody going up in the slow crawl, am I? Not even looking for nothing. Nobody knows I'm here. Market makers just, he's going up so high, you know, that all these little retraces is what he drops into my pocket. Simple way to look at it. I mean, you guys know that I'm making it super comical, but that I swear to you, that's how I think. Like, why fight against the battalion, right? Let's just get did you guys ever seen the movie The Patriot? And that's like supposedly a real movie about back in the day, how one little crew of people changed the war because they fought different tactics than everybody was used to fighting.
Mm-hmm.
That's me.
Oh shit, wait. Hold on, let's see. You fucking bitch.
Nobody in those other platforms will give me an influence, or not an influence, a platform to speak on their behalf, because I'll make them look like they don't know what they're talking about.
Bro, I thought I put my take profit for 1,300 on ETH, but I put it for 1,310. You know what it hit?
What?
1,300 exactly.
1,300, yeah.
Well, just look for the point of control and see if it's going to come back up for it. And then just chill. Go on the minute, the 5 minute, and just track it. Because it's probably just...
point of control in 1333.
Yep. Same word.
Okay, you go for that. Do you see how you guys are getting so much better where you're catching the tips and you're like, I had a 1,300 off one, look, take profit. They hit it right on the money. Dude,
Well,
you guys are like close to
if I had said
perfection.
it, yeah.
Close to perfection. If you can do that every time and not go for the last little bit like we're going here, if you could just do that every time, you'll be like golden.
Yeah.
Like if you can take profits every time.
I'm gonna leave it at 1310 and then watch for the entry on the short.
Yeah,
Up
leave
at
it
the
there and be happy
1333.
is what you're gonna do. Just be happy. I'm up
Yeah,
3K at the moment.
I'm up $60 on BTC and another 100 on ETH, and these aren't huge positions.
I'm gonna take you guys with me, and then we're gonna meet in the yacht. You guys like, I'm gonna just remember that all this that I was so like. Just remember, I told you. Just remember, I'm speaking it in the truth. I'm speaking it in the truth. I'm willing to say what other people are thinking, Even if it's so fucking out there, trust me, speak it in the truth. Don't talk about the vibrational spirits and don't fucking think that way that you can't unless you speak it out. You got to make it, you got to hear your thoughts. If you keep it internal, it'll never happen, especially the bad ones. That's why people have to talk to people when they have bad problems in their head, because if they keep it in, they fucking lose their goddamn mind. Same thing. Why won't people speak what they aspire to be? What you want out of life?
Well, because you have to figure it out first.
No, because people are afraid to tell people, other people, how they feel.
Or even acknowledge it themselves, I guess.
Yeah. Because those people don't even look into them inside themselves, which that's scary. You don't know yourself, man. Don't try to like figure anything else out, because that should be like the one mission, to learn who you are and who you want to be. Do you want to be like the best worker at your work, or do you want to be the best Deanna you could be?
Yeah, right.
Right? Like there's a
Easy
whole,
answer.
some people find their value on how they're paid at work. Like, oh, I'm the best, this, that, and the other. And that's why I got the raise, right? They give you a raise, you feel better that you're such an awesome person at work. But those people, you ask them like, hey, so you're like the CFO of this company. It's like, how are you? How are you doing, man? They don't even know how to answer, because they don't even know who they are. They're just the best CFO of that company.
Yeah.
I know who I am. I do know who I am. And
I don't know.
wear,
I think you're
I wear
confused.
my feelings on my shoulders and my on my arms. I let you know how I feel. I'm not gonna let you guess. Why? Because that's being real. That is
I'm
missing.
with that.
Well,
I'm
I'd
with that
rather you.
100%.
Yeah, it's either you're right, instead of just figuring it out or thinking something's wrong, or one, are you all right? Like, you want me to know that you're pissed off? Fucking tell me, man. Don't give me a look. Don't fucking be pouty. Just be pissed, right? Get it out. And it's like, all right, dude, I'll hug you. Everything will be cool after that. Let's figure shit out. I don't see problems. I just see like situations, and I need to find solutions for. There is other problems.
Quick question. I found the point of control on the 1 minute on BTC, and the next candle went underneath the line. So that means there's another push up, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because it's the 1 minute.
Yeah. You just kind of, you stay on it. The once it's the 5 minutes, you got to keep going back and forth.
Okay.
Like once a 5 minute and the next 5 minute is under it, then I would start like thinking about tapping out or getting the profits.
Yeah.
And then the trigger that this phase, upward phase, is over is whenever you see the 15-minute cross, like 1 15-minute is lower than the other, I would be out. And then you gotta just not even look for the short. You gotta realize that we're gonna go into the ripsaw. And you're gonna be stuck for a while. So you gotta wait for the signal and then go into the short when the signal from the little box, right? Then you start shorting from that little box. Once it makes a big move, you gotta wait after the big move is over for it to go through the ripsaw back into contraction. The contraction gives you the signal that we're gonna short. We would take the opposite of the line, right? Like the price will be going up, and then we'll just start looking for shorts, and then we'll try to hit that.
And that's after the ripsaw.
After the ripsaw, which
Okay.
is usually gap time is part of a ripsaw, and then the times between going into the next session, like, you know, like London will come up to an area where they start tightening up the price, and it'll be the end of London and the beginning of New York. And that's why New York has always a pop.
Yeah.
Daughter. I'm about to show my daughter how much I'm making. Yep.
You have to catch up to her, dude.
Look.
What'd you say?
Should I hit the button?
Yes.
She said it so quick.
Yeah. I'm the same, man. My daughter's my
right.
everything though. They believe in me way more than I believe in myself, and I believe in myself a lot. So it's kind of a weird that, when I was questioning myself, it's like, I don't know if I really do this, in time, all these stories, and now it's like, look at this shit. Fuck. It's crazy. It's 3,300 right now.
Wow.
That's every one of these are per day trades.
Are we
Part of
gonna
what
do
I'm
the
doing-
$500 challenge?
We got to
Yeah.
yes, we are. Yeah, we are. We just got to get more than a few of us just to push it on the live
That's
stream.
nice. 500 challenge or a $5 challenge?
Well, it's the only way I know how to get the numbers I get is with 500. Because we're gonna do.
But it's 500
It
to
doesn't matter. It doesn't
25,000.
matter.
Yeah.
If you use a paper account, it doesn't matter. I think that should be. I think that should be the ground for a challenge. That should be on a paper account, in my opinion.
Well, yeah.
You can sharp your skills.
Well, nobody needs to take a challenge when you're going into the market if you don't know what the hell you're doing.
Right.
Because, even if you're in profit and all of a sudden I say get out, people won't get out.
I think anyone who's just starting, like Lister said, should definitely do it on a paper account.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why there's going to be the Slayer group. The Slayers know people that come into our group now, right? They're not even going to understand this. They're going to be like, what the fuck? And then who cares? Who cares? Like, we're going to make the money and prove to them. And then, with our stuff, you can post all your profits all you want, because not that I want boasting for that. The idea behind this, don't post profits if you don't know how to show it. If you don't know how to show how to get to these profits, don't do it. If you know how to show it, dude, the only way to get people riled up and everybody on the same page is that everybody sees green. Everybody's showing green. I care? I don't need to know specifics.
We tried suggesting, not even suggesting, we legit told people, like, don't share your profits unless you're going to share a little TA with it while you keep the trade, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, a lot of people weren't doing that. And they're not like the group regulars, they're just throwing the shit out there.
That's weird. For me, that's weird because, for instance, if we are here on Zoom or in the group channel, sharing charts, sharing TA, you can see where it's coming from. You know exactly where that profit comes from.
Right.
When you are not appear and not doing nothing and you just sharing, for me, it doesn't make any sense. It's lose the.
It's an ego stroke.
Yeah,
it is.
Right?
It is. And that's why I'm telling you guys, like, I don't, please, it's not an ego stroke. This is me saying, look, you guys can get this. You guys, I'm telling you, I really, 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 really want you to think that this could possible every day for your life if you just do this every day. That's where my excitement and my fucking ampness comes from. I'm fucking euphoric, right? You guys are like, holy fuck, it's every day I'm doing the same move. And it's over and over. And that's like, okay, now I want you guys to feel that. Promise you this is going to happen. This is going to happen. Because it ain't even that I'm putting a lot of money. I'm learning how to leverage the right money to the right move. And it's like, perfect. That's why it could take $1,000 and 100 exit. If you hit this shit right, you could be rich. But if you hit it wrong, 100x, and it goes backwards, and you don't have enough money to protect $1,000, like 10 grand behind it, you're fucked.
Yeah.
That's where the other part of the math that people have to learn that they don't learn. You know, you gotta literally have like, why are you doing this and why are you putting leverage and how much you want to. It's $100 can make $300 in like 2 or 3 candles. And I tell you guys this stuff and I show you so you see that I'm not using some astronomical money, something not far. Deanna puts fucking harder trades than I do. You know,
I do go
it's-
hard sometimes.
Yeah, and now you know the chi behind why to put the hard ones in. Imagine if I got $10,869 on this trade, and I started it this day. You know, it was just I hit stop loss. So when New York started, I started my gold again, and then my stop loss, my take profit hit on BTC, and I gave you the BTC entry 16,849, and with that 10,000 in margin that's leveraged, it's $3,000 at this moment. 3,200 a minute ago. So 10,000 is all you need to leverage. Figure that number out. Leverage it to 10,000, which is easy. With
So that
1,000,
the
10x.
trade value is 10,000.
Yes, and then cover the trade value with enough margin to not fuck with your head or run a stop loss. I have no stop loss.
Me either.
So that's the formula. That's the formula right there. It takes all those little pieces to pull this shit off.
The problem though is that for people with smaller wallets, like
Well, no. Well, of course you're not going to get $3,000 out of that, but you can take $30 and turn it into $90, $120, $30 with $30, right? Like same thing, and then build it up.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't start with I started with $300 trading 5 years ago. So I didn't start with a lot of money.
I mean it
I've
compounds
lost
with
way more
every
than
win.
300.
Yeah, it
I
compounds.
think my total in 5 years is like 9K total that I've lost, which is
I'm probably
excellent.
I'm probably not much less than that. I think like $6,000.
That's perfect. Well, Brandon lost what, like $50,000 the first fucking time he went trading? That kid that came through here?
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
Rest in peace, Brendan from Australia.
He never came back, huh?
I think he talked to Ginger a little bit, but
How could you come back if you lost $50,000 in the first 2 trades you did?
I
You can't
wouldn't.
come back. No, you can't come back.
But I also like when I first started, I was like, I'm only gonna fund this with $100, whatever. It's just like gambling because that's what it was. I fucking just kept adding money into it, and then you win a bunch of trades, and then you lose one big one.
Well,
and then I learned how to fucking manage the leverage and shit, and I haven't been liquidated in over a year.
See, that's shit to brag about.
Yeah,
that's how you
amazing.
become a good trader. Even maybe you don't have like a shitload of money because of but okay, you have won one of the battles against the market where it's liquidations kills people.
But
If
it's
you can
not a
fucking-
great strategy for people with a smaller wallet because like if you're putting 1 to 3% of $100, it's a $3 trade.
I think in this strategy or this little thing we're gonna do, you can get away with 20x. But we can't do like Millie that's doing 50.
Millie's going hard.
Millie. But like I can tell you that I can get you on these moves and you guys keep it at 20x and just play the moves. Like every day there's 4 moves. We just got to find the moves for the time of the day. And I know one of them is at the beginning of the candle and at the end of the candle. So I know that's 2 moves. And then there's middle moves. So 4 times, if we just do 2 moves a day, you guys can sleep, you guys can fucking have a life, and then at the same time, you can double up. Once you see it 4 times win, then you might put a little bit more money, or then the wins go, you take all the wins and just keep putting in and build the shit out of it. But 50x, I don't know if I could. I don't do that. I don't do that. So I can't tell you that.
I just moved up to 25x, and it took me actually like a week or so of getting used to it.
Yeah, it's a whole other type of nerve feeling, you know what I mean? And it's like my main goal is to not be fucking freaking out. I don't need to freak out when I'm doing something that's supposed to be good for my life. You know, if it's gonna freak me out where I'm gonna have a heart attack, and there's times I'm telling you that I'm definitely amped out the wrong way, I don't want to do it. So we got to do it where, you know, let's say 10 of us are doing it, and then, you know, 3 of us are high leverage, and then the 7 are doing it exactly. All we're going to hear is how the 3 are suffering, because they're going to be like, oh shit, we're about to get, guys, we need a short. Oh, my liquidation. And it's like, well, what's your leverage? 100. Okay, well, fucking A. Why are you even talking? Don't talk. Because that's how it'll be. Because then you're not following the rules behind the strategy, right? Like, if there's anything called behind it, is a rule-based strategy. You look for this, you do this. If it does this, you do that. And then you go to this point and you get out. Like yesterday, I even called the top. I said, guys that are in with me, you get out in 2 hours and 45 minutes. And in 2 hours and 45 minutes, that was the tip of the turnaround point, which was London Open. This is how you trade. You got to know all of it. You can't just like, I know times, I know when the fuck they're supposed to do this. I know what their next reaction is going to be. I know what the trail is that I'm following. I know the next 17 moves, to tell you the God's honest truth. And I know how to take little money and turn it into big money. And I'm trying to give you guys that. I'm not saying you need $500. I'm saying that I know how to do that to 20,000, and you guys are going to just hear 20,000. Then you take $100 and I don't get you to 20,000, then you're disappointed. You didn't even get it. You didn't understand that it takes risk times leverage equals profit. Joe Fuchs, chapter 12.
Start writing down some quotes, make a
should.
book. You.
I'm going to leave my mark behind is when you guys are rich. And I'm going to fucking die, and I'm going to have this entire family of rich homies, and it'll be like, that's right. I'll finally get a bunch of people to come to my funeral. Right now, I'm kind of worried about that. Like, damn, man, it's going to be a lonely funeral. Everything I've done, I'm just kidding. I don't care about that shit. I'm going to be going to my wings to another planet, another galaxy. I'm going to be hanging out with Galactic. I know he thinks like that. Look at his name, Galactic. Come on, man. You believe in aliens just the same way I do. Damn, we got 10 people here? Better calm down, Joe.
I heard you, man.
I know, bro. You watch. You watch. There'll be a day that we will meet each other, and hopefully it'll be because we're
whatever the plan is. I mean, I'm down for it. I'm down.
Yeah. And you know, that's part of it. You gotta you guys know that I'm not coming up with some idea that hasn't been done, because we've all seen YouTube crews and YouTube people just become absolutely stupid rich on some dumb content. My buddy, my German friend, his name is Norman. He's like, man, he goes, you know what's funny is like, you can just film a cat video for like 20 minutes, right? And then put it on YouTube, and you'll get probably 2 million views in a week. But you're trying to tell people what's up, how to make money, how to change their damn life, and you're taking them with you. You're entirely showing them. He goes, and you'll probably have a hard time getting views. And I'm like, that's okay. I'm not trying to reach the entire world. I'm trying to reach some people. He says, yeah, but what will happen is just like Galactus said earlier, you're going to reach the entire world and they're going to hate on you. Can you handle it? And I'm like, bro, if that happens, I will consider it a success. Straight up. Like if a bunch of people, I get in their ear enough that they're like hating on me because I'm doing something good for people, that's success. That's how I see it. Because I'm a glass half full kind of guy. It's so, you know what I mean? I don't look at this like, oh, this is all the water we got. I'm like, thank God this is the water we got. So in the world of YouTube, it's traction. It's like people coming through and either hating on you or loving you, right? It's watch time, right? So if we get watch time, it doesn't matter how we get it. I'm not going to get my feelings hurt. Deanna's going to be fucking hacksawing people through the guillotine more than I'm ever going to worry about it. What'd you say? She's gonna. You need a noise. You need a noise like a warning, and then when it happens, it's so drastic that everybody stops. You need one. I swear that'll be awesome. Somebody starts trolling, and all of a sudden we hear this. The rest of us is like, ah, shit.
All I know is I'm gonna be heard.
That's fucking funny. To me, that's funny. Because if they can't handle it, they don't need to be here. If they're disrespectful, they don't need to be here.
Yeah.
If they, I don't care if they're opinionated. I don't care if it brings some sort of value, and we don't even have to agree.
Literally only one rule.
Yeah.
Don't be a piece of shit.
Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. Don't be what you don't want to be, but people don't understand that. You know, that's like in the Bible. Treat others how you want to be treated. People can't do that. Like, why can't you just do that? It's just simple, man.
Right.
But, you know, we want to be like a little different because I want it to be like the rebellious crew. Like, we're going to have music. We're going to have live. We're going to have podcast style. You know, if we do this right, it'll be the best. It's better than anything I've ever seen. It's going to take not the push that I think. It just takes the marketing to get the word out. And then we just keep doing it over and over and over, just like trade. And you guys are going to be posting your profits and your testimonials and your video, you know, testimonials. You guys will be like, hi, I'm Maria, and I've changed my life. I now own a Ferrari. I'm like, oh, Maria, why'd you get a Ferrari?
Tesla.
Oh my God, you would say that, fucking Cali girl. Everybody's got Teslas in Cali.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and you know what's fucked up? It costs so much power to charge those stupid things. It's $9
I don't want to get
a
off on a
kilowatt.
tangent, but
No.
they're moving everything to electrical.
Yeah, I know.
They're going to reprice everything so that people
Yeah.
move to electricity instead of like gas, natural gas, and whatever.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. So, you know, I think like you guys know who Mr. Beast is, right? No?
I don't
Yes.
know anyone.
Yes, I do.
Mr.
My
Beast
kids
is the
watch him.
first YouTube star. He started at 11 years old and he was the first doing video blogs that he was putting on YouTube. He was the first uploader. He is the first billionaire from YouTube. He's almost a trillionaire. He's worth like $900 billion. And I watched his story, and his story is crazy because he gives so much back to the people that he's like a real Robin Hood. And he says that the only reason that he can't stop doing that is because that was the mission when he was 11 years old. He's like, you know, if I could just make money to help my parents, if I could just make money to do this. And he's came up with, like, think about what I'm saying. So he's the #1 all-time YouTuber. He's a billionaire YouTuber. And all he does is put out the craziest contents of whatever. Like, he's got contents of all kinds of shit. So he started basically, what's a content? And, you know, he would just do blogs on that. And his story is how he started with his friends and he threw out this idea that nobody believed in. And look where he's at. Well, the only thing that we got on that, we don't got that idea. There's a lot of people that have done it. I didn't come up with that. Is that in the world that we see this happening for other people, I believe that in this tiny little crypto finance world, I'm not even going after Forex, like, oh yeah, I'm going to call Forex calls. And there's probably more people that are so much smarter than me on that. But in the crypto world, there's very tiny gap, or there's a tiny set of influencers that everybody listens to. Even the other channels, they're connected to, like, Altcoin Daily will listen to this guy and they get info from him, and fucking George, like, he listens to this guy and they gets info and makes his own channel out of just repeating the info they get from other channels. Not me. That's what we got to offer as a team. That I believe that what I got has got y'all's interest. And I think we could sell that. Not sell it in a way of per selling it, selling it as what are we going to offer? That's the sale, to get people to come to us. And from that is, once we get the traction and it gets going, and what do I got? I got calls. I can make the calls on Bitcoin for sure. Ethereum, most likely. Anything else? That's where you guys come in, because we're going to have to be serviceable to all the people that want to know what GMT is doing, or 8, or whatever the fuck. And if you guys can do that and have your own screen time and your own audience, then we're pulling audiences for all kinds of us. So what if people want to hear my calls? We're not going to let them just listen to me. We're going to just fucking music or whatever. Just, if you want what we got to give, you got to give us watch time. Sorry, I'm not asking you to give me money. But if you want what I'm going to give you, which gives you money, which I'm going to say it right now. So if Olak is fucking listening, too bad. You can't ask me for money when I haven't seen anything you've done.
Yeah, no, that was fucking crazy.
Cool.
Dude, he hit me up again. Again. We'll talk about
Just
that
block
later because
him.
we're recording this. But
Yeah, just block him.
Olak?
yeah, there's a guy that wants to get in on this, and the stories he knows how to do with editing and thumbnails and this. And I haven't never talked to this guy before. So he hits me up on the side, and I heard I'm in, I want to do this, I'll help.
He's a guy I used to trade with, just like friendly, share TA, whatever.
Right.
But he's always crying about his situation, never wants to take any advice. He hit me up and he was like, do you have any friends that need any work done or whatever? And I was like, well, we're working on this YouTube project similar to what he had wanted to do like a while back. And I was very transparent with him. Like, none of us are getting paid. Like, there is no promise of any money.
Well, the pay is I give you a signal that makes you money. I don't have to do that.
But
That's
also,
the
like,
pay.
right. But he, didn't want that. But instead of saying that at the time, he said that was cool. Like, and then when push came to shove, he bitched and hit Joe up on the side, apparently asked him for money, and then hit him up again on the side. And asked again.
Well, asking me for money without me knowing the whole damn story, and I'm like,
yeah, right.
And then I'm thinking, like, look, if I haven't offered anything to anybody, there is no like, oh yeah, if you do this for me, I'm gonna pay you. That is for what I'm gonna call the Knights of the Round Table, the people that work on this. Bet you I can get some sort of sponsorship. Bet you. That's what those people that help, that do the work, that are like, yeah, we're, like Maria's doing thumbnails. That's fucking labor time. But to her, she's probably having fun, right? But to her, for me, that's like, hey, man. Well, for me, I know you're doing it to help, and that's labor, and I'm not going to forget you. Deanna's doing a lot of shit. I'm not going to forget you, because all we need is a people. And then all the other bullshit comes. Like, you would not understand what's going to come. It's going to be, if we pull people away from other platforms, and those platform sponsors are bitching at those influencers. And then they're going to look for people like us, like, why are they going over there? And why? Because we're not supposed to give signals out in YouTube, first of all. We're not. We're gonna have to hide it in a way, right? Like I'm even saying it right now, too bad. Because some kid might get on his fucking phone and clean his parents' account.
Yeah.
So we
right.
gotta like, this is for mature audiences only, you know, for the fearless.
No
we gotta
financial
come up with a
advice.
yeah, it's like, don't call me or don't hit up my team. Don't fucking hit up Galactic because you fucked up and he lives in fucking near you. Don't hit him up because he doesn't want to fucking hear this shit. Galactic's been sitting around with us forever, right? So he gets
I mean, making it as an educational, right? That's what most YouTubers say. This is an educational channel.
Yeah, but
and
that's
this is
I'm not. I don't want to teach people too much at the beginning. So we got to take it in steps. We got to show that we can pull profits, and then we market that. And then when the people come in, then we got to see how many people or what levels they are. Because I can't go back to trend lines. And then I'm trying to pull a bunch of people and give them like, how am I going to make the money if I'm like, this is the
No,
trend line?
I think the best thing to do is to make this point of control method as simple as possible. Like turn it into the least amount of steps that it can be, and still be successful. And that's what you would teach people who are beginning. And
well,
then
at the beginning, you're right. At the beginning, nobody's going to understand this. And my idea with that is they're not going to sit here and watch it
it's almost
come
better
through.
than know nothing.
Well, they're not going to sit here and they watch it come through unless we're bullshitting, we're sitting with them, we're like, it's okay, don't worry, right? And then once those people are like, damn, it happened exactly, then it becomes where we're going to have people that are ready to trade and put some fucking money and be like followers, straight followers, and then people that want to know why I choose this and where did I get this information, and then we're going to have the haters that are going to be part of the influencers teams that are be their moderators or whatever. They're going to be flocking into our shit, causing trouble. Mark, Seb, all those people, just like that.
Mark
Those people,
douche.
yeah. I hate that guy. I would listen face to face. You will never talk to me like that.
No,
Face to face. But
that guy
a
is a
computer
bitch.
Rambo, I laugh. I'm always laughing. That I find it comical. It's like, look how mad they are, and they don't even know what I look like, and they're just typing really fucking fast. It's really fast. Oh my god! I could imagine if I could rile you up emotionally through a computer, what I could do to you physically. I could fuck you up physically and mentally. What? Think about that. That's a whole different. Like, if I could just say, "Well, your mama, I took your mama last night, dude," and it's like, "Oh, don't talk about me." Those people are so easy to just slap around, and that's the type of people that are CB. Or we call them CB Rambos in the transportation world, or keyboard Rambos here. They're badass behind that keyboard, but face to face, you won't say that to me. Because you won't get 3 words out before my fist is through your mouth. Straight. So I can't stand people that cause trouble. They just come in to cause trouble. Right? Like insta trouble. And then there was those other kids that were part of their Discord or their first Telegram that everybody thought that they were greatest thing in the world. And this guy. And I was like, I think one of them's name is trying to think of the guy's name. But they said everything wrong all the time. I think their job is to literally steer people wrong. So when you know, the reason they hone in on you is because you calling them out, right? Like, that's why they honed in on me, because I'm calling them out. Mark would say like, dude, you're always saying go this way, but you never post charts. And I was like, dude, I'm posting charts everywhere. Didn't you know that Ronnie's charts are half my charts? You didn't know that, dude? You didn't know McKay, that's what my charts do? What? Oh, you didn't know because it's got to come from me. Oh, okay. Fuck a bunch of you, Mark. You didn't even know that I worked that slick, bro. I hope he's listening. I hope this all gets out there because it's time. I'm coming after you guys, and I'm going to take a team, and we're gonna take people from you because you've been bullshitting them this entire damn time. You know, I don't understand how there's just more subscribers, because I guess there's more suckers in the world that haven't heard about crypto, and they just think that having 1 million subscribers is like, that's the best. That's got to be the best information. Oh, that's just the
No.
biggest liar.
Not only that, Joe, you could promote your videos, you could promote your post on Twitter, and that's what most
I don't
most
have a
people
Twitter.
do. I know, but that's how they get the followers. That's what I mean.
I know,
It's
I
not
know.
because they're promoting it. They're paying
Yeah.
to promote the product. So they're
I know.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's where we come in. You guys got to teach me or help, because I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to help people. And if I could help, if I help 10 people in the world and that's all I help, great. But if I go out of this life as an old person and I'm thinking back of what I accomplished, and I know that somehow I might have changed 1,000 people's life, 10,000, man, do you understand how, you know, that the way I think about how life is, you understand how good that is for the internal self that you are, that you know that I go to bed at night when you guys are in profits or take profits. I go to bed at night always like, I'm so glad they were happy when they went to bed. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Every night I do this. So I'm thinking about you guys, because it's like, if I fuck you up, then I feel that too.
Yeah.
So that's like taking responsibility for you guys, and I don't even really know you. But okay, this is the way of the world now. Cool. We can handle it. I got this. It's just now I want to go further, because it's not that I'm gonna not take you guys with or leave. No, I want to take apart the influencers. That's the main mission. The ones that are lying, you're gonna see my charts on their shit here in the future. Because the only way that they're gonna be able to have any kind of content is when, well, damn, your call didn't work, but this group over here, you know, and we're fucking throwing out, you know, YouTube little tiny shorts or little fucking just pictures. That's what I want everybody to do. Because that's how we get them this way. And it's like, so what if that's what it takes? I'm not selling snake oil. So I'm selling how to get the fuck out of debt, how to fucking pay your shit, how to have extra cash, how to become rich if you want. This is all, that part I can't teach. It's like, that's a self-control part. Now, me, I've gotten to the point where I want to help others that I don't even know. That's even better than helping the family that you have. My real family doesn't want my help. My brother, it's like, bro, I can get you out of this in a week. Man, I just don't gamble, man. I just might as well go to the damn roulette table. No, dude, this ain't that. Bro, just, I don't want to hear it. Okay, man. He's like, all right, then stop bitching to me about being broke.
Yeah.
Sounds good
Yeah.
to me.
Like if this was gambling, could I be in a positive win rate week after week after week?
No,
Right.
no. And you know that now. You know this. You could be a preacher like me when it comes to like, hey, once you get something, it's not gambling, because it's very tactical at that point. Even let's say it is gambling and we're just really good at poker, and our job is to go to the tables and a professional gambler. That is a career in this life that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're not gambling. Even those guys that are making that fucking buku money, they're not gambling, man. They're playing a gambling sport, but it's a profession to them. And they're so serious about it that they just rack money. They just go to table, you know, like, oh, there's a show in Vegas, I'm going there. There's a show here, I'm going there, because there's like $1 million for grabs. And okay, dude, if I could do that, I would.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know. I don't even know one card game. I don't.
You don't know how to play blackjack?
Nope. I know that's like 21, I think, or something.
Yeah.
I don't know the rule. No, I was the outdoor kid. I never sat inside. I never learned how to play board games in the winter because I was fucking outside in the snow and whatever. So
Yeah, but like in the summer when it rains, what'd you do?
go mud.
Mm. Yeah, no, we played games.
Yeah, I with my family that my current family that I have now, I just started watching movies from the old days
Yeah.
because I'd never seen them before. And they're like, "You've never seen what did we watch the other day? Hunger Games."
Oh, that's
And my
good.
daughter's like, "We might as well watch Hunger Games. That's what you're talking about." I'm like, "Yeah, we should." She goes, "There's 4 of them." I'm like, "Really?" So we watched 4 of them in a row.
Nice. Yeah.
That's how out of unplugged I think I am, because you
Dude,
could
Harry
probably
Potter's
say
gotta be next.
I've never seen Harry Potter either. Or
Dude,
what's
do
the
it.
I love
Yeah,
Harry
yeah.
Potter.
Yeah, I've seen Star Wars.
Nah,
Like,
Harry Potter's better.
Have you seen?
We're gonna get shit for that, but
Have you seen Black Panther?
I
Oh,
see Black
yeah.
Panther. I do watch
Oh
the
my God,
cartoon
that's
stuff
my
now. Yeah,
favorite movie ever.
yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of out of touch when it comes to that other part of simplicity of life where
yeah.
I kind of didn't waste my time watching movies. I didn't waste my time. And I don't say it for the people, because now I'm doing it. Now I'm catching up. Like, all right, let's, Hunger Games marathon, and we watch the shit and don't stop till it's done. Because I did miss out on relaxation time and, what regular people do. So I'm a baby when it comes to that type of shit. But when it comes to being a hustler and then making money and figuring out how to start a company out of nothing, I was 18 years old and I didn't have a company, and I started a company in a week just by telling somebody that I could do it. I just said, I could do that for that price. Okay, well, you're going to need about this many trucks. Okay, no problem. I got you. When does it start? A week. And I shipped myself when he said a week. And for a week, I just ran around all the rock quarries in the area, and I got numbers from the owner operators, and I told them that I would give them $50 an hour per truck hour per day for 3 months. And they're like, "Can you guarantee that?" Yeah, I can guarantee it. I couldn't guarantee it. I was bullshitting everybody at the time. Like, I'm just putting like, "Oh, you'll give me a contract? I need 30 trucks. Okay, get 30 guys that'll agree. Okay, that sounds good." And then my job was to focus on the bigger picture, which was, all right, once I get that, everybody got $50 an hour, 10 hours a day for 3 months. So that's, literally, that's a lot of money. That's $500 a day per day for 3 months, 30 drivers. And I was charging the company $65 an hour per truck. So I was making $15 an hour per truck for 3 months. And then I created an empire.
That's great.
And I didn't, did I rob anybody? Nope. I didn't, like, the people that worked for me and did the job, I gave them the most money. They only, I only got 65 out of the contract. I got 15. They got 50. That's a fair deal. And then they worked for me for 30 days, right? Like, they never, and I was 18, a kid, running a multi-million-dollar operation that, and then that was the first one. And once I accomplished that, I became the youngest guy in the area that accomplished a multi-million-dollar yard. It was like 5 million yards of dirt moved from one side of the city to the other in 20, less than 90 days. And that's the big thing in the construction world, because that's what you get paid for. They're like, "Hey man, we need this shit moved like in 3 months. What company can you get to do that?" And there's companies that are like, "We can't do that. We don't have the workforce." Me, what I did is my next job, I took those 30 guys and I offered them the same damn money, and I needed 15 more. So I had those guys look for 15 more guys. And then the guys that brought me more, I gave them $10 an hour more. And then I got $85 a truck. And I kept moving up. None of it was mine. I didn't own any truck other than my own. And I didn't own a building. And this is like when we were talking in CB radios, cell phones didn't even exist. They existed for the rich people, but they weren't like everybody had a cell phone. So it was beepers And
Those car
telephones.
phones, right?
Well, no, it was beepers. It was beeper time. So there was no cell phones on beeper time yet. It was still wireless, but not digital. So yeah, it was before all that. I tell
Ah,
people
but
that I
remember
used
when they had like the built-in phones in the
the
cars?
car phone, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that. Well, the rich people might have had that, but in my story is not everybody just had phones in their pockets that you could just
No, they
network
were giant.
quick. Yeah, you had to like talk to people and give them your number on a piece of paper, or if you had I didn't even have business cards. Yep, I was a poor kid from a slum in Puerto Rico with nothing. My parents were fucking losers. And at 22 years old, I bought a 35-foot boat because the tax people told me I was going to pay all this money in taxes. And I was like, huh? They're like, well, you need to buy something that you can claim as a house. And I didn't want to buy a house. They're like, well, you can buy a boat. It's got to have a bathroom and a kitchen. And we'll write that off as a house. Walked to that. The next day, I walked to a Porsche dealership and bought a 911 Carrera Porsche just so I could show it to my dad because he said I would amount to nothing. Yeah, and I'm the highest paid guy in my entire family because I did shit that, like nobody believed in me. Just like, okay, don't believe in me. You just don't know what I've accomplished. So every time people don't believe in me or I don't believe in myself, it's amazing what I can accomplish after that. Like when I get that feeling that I'm fucking, oh my God, this sucks. I'm not going to be good at this. I push through it and then fucking life begins of whatever the hell I'm doing. There's been times 2 years, 3 years ago, I hated this shit. I don't even know what the fuck. I really thought I was wasting money and I was so inconsistent that I wanted to quit. Of course, everybody goes through that. That's the mental game. Like they're going to push you to the last minute, all the way till they got nothing and they're questioning their own life. And then the ones that persevere through that fear get the reward. If they can make it through here, cool. Welcome, guys. What's up? I swear, I'm telling you my stories. If I'm lying, I'm dying. If I'm lying, I'm dying. How about that? And you guys from this side of the world know what that means. That's a straight up. Don't say that. Say that shit. No, I can say it because I don't have nothing to worry about that's going to come back on me. And if you guys found me on YouTube, you'd find probably everything that I'm talking about because there's a life in YouTube that exists.
This is a great example. We should be streaming this with your chart just up. Oh, it is streaming?
Yeah, it's called, what do they call it?
For over an hour, I think.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it that I was saying, or what was it that Chad said last night? That he was saying that he called it when you're speaking from your heart. He's like, oh, I'm glad to hear your da-da-da-da-da.
What did he say?
Remember he was talking about what's when people that are religious speak, what is it? I forget what they call it. But that was me. That was what I just did. I put myself out there. You guys know a little bit of me. Everybody that doesn't, now they do. Everybody that did know me, now you know some more. Yeah, that's why I'm the way that I am, and I'm not going to change because it's always been working for me. Because I do opposite of everything. If you tell me I can't do it, I do it. I'm that kid. That's why I got kicked out of schools. And I graduated high school with honors. I got kicked out of school, run that, when I was 15. Because they didn't like me very much, and I was smart enough to take the test for the next grade. So I skipped. I was like the youngest senior, barely 15 years old. I was nowhere close to 16, and I graduated
That's
of my class.
amazing.
And I didn't even know English. I was like, I sounded like a person that just learned the language. And again, you know, throughout all those days, people told me I couldn't do that either. You ever notice that when people tell you they can't do something, they're just telling you that they can't do it. They're scared to try it. That's what they're really telling you. I think I'm about to hit this damn button, man. 3,500.
What, gold?
Yeah,
Show your chart.
my goals are.
Yeah.
Hey, you should get paid. You make me, I would have been out.
No, if I make another $1,000, I'm done trading for the month.
For the month? Oh,
Yep.
Today's the last day of the month.
Caught me. Yeah,
You smart.
That's so fucking perfect.
I'm like, wait.
I'm over here like, that's messed up. Why are you leaving
How
us for a
boring.
month?
But you see how that was like a slick thing I threw out, and she instantly like, damn, I'm not gonna pull no shit on this one.
That's why you're saying you're gonna disappear next week.
I told you I was gonna make this a little dramatic, a little, you know, we're gonna make it fun.
This is our test run anyways.
Yeah. I might have erased all this. I don't even.
You know what? I don't know where the file from Zoom downloaded to last night. On my computer, but once I find it, I think that we can upload it to YouTube. Oh, I think I might have found, yeah, I think I found it. Let's see.
I do want to tap out my gold though, because man. So I think right now this is part of a ripsaw wherever we're at. It's not gonna, it's pretending to go.
Sorry.
But we're got an hour and a half before New York closes, so there's gonna be a move for sure. And then that'll be where they set it for the gap. So here's Bitcoin. So that looks like a flag.
Your New York close or my New York close?
Well, my New York closes in, let's see, it's 3:41 my New York time. So
yeah,
that's 5. Yeah, my 5, your 4. So
yeah.
30 minutes.
No,
from
I
now.
mean, I'm in New York time. I'm in New York.
I know, but you look at the market like they close at 4. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
I'm gonna play this little.
I think those computers are playing pretty strongly through 8 p.m.
Yeah. Of course. That's how they keep it dragging. I think you see this move right here. This is where we're at right now. Whenever we see this, we should tap out. And then don't look for sure because we're going to go on the ripsaw. But that might be right about, let me see how many hours we have left. 1 hour and 18 minutes before daily open.
Wow.
So that will be the tip of the next candle. Did I read that right?
My daily opens.
It doesn't daily open like 4 p.m. like Pacific time. That's like
it's in 3 hours 20 minutes. It says for me.
Yeah. I'm reading that wrong. 3 hours 17 minutes and 41 seconds.
I was like, I just woke up.
Yeah.
What are you?
So yeah, that'll be the tip of the next candle, I believe. Yeah, and I think we'll go down.
What'll be the tip?
The daily
at
open.
the beginning. The
And that's
3.5
the monthly too.
hours.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be a big candle because it's gonna be the monthly too.
Oh,
Mhm.
good
So
point.
yeah,
Oh,
so
we're in for a ride.
it's gonna be
Yeah, so
fun. It's gonna be a fun
hang on
ride.
for the last little bit, but know that the last little bit's most likely it. And then they're gonna retrace. And don't get in the short right away. Telling you, if you do that move, you're gonna be fucked.
A short ride at the open? No, you wait 45 minutes.
Well, yeah, because at the same time, you gotta wait on the 45-minute mark of the open to do that if you're gonna do that. But don't go for the short that you think we might be going to 14 is what I'm saying. It's just a short for the 80% retrace. If you do the short right away at the tip, you're looking for the 80% retrace of what
Yeah.
we've done. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah, because you're in the rip zone.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. Exactly.
You ever seen How High?
Say again?
Have you ever seen How High?
Nope.
Oh, dude.
I just saw Friday the other day.
Oh, gem.
That shit was funny though.
Yep.
The movies I saw when I was young was let me think. Star Wars. I didn't even see many movies. I didn't see like my parents, my father wanted to become some sort of Jehovah Witness or something. So I had to live that life.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I had Catholics and Christians and some other language. I don't even remember religion that they had. And every one of those religions had some sort of thing, how we couldn't celebrate fun, we couldn't watch TV, we couldn't, man, it was so damn dumb. So damn dumb. I still don't understand it. Like, why did you not want, I mean, I understand the whole Santa Claus shit. I get all that. But celebration with your family, why is that not allowed? Like everybody else is taking a holiday. Why can't we chill out and relax? And my family's still that way. My family, outside of me and my family, myself family, they're not close at all. They don't hug. They don't tell each other they love each other. Yeah, it's a sad thing, but I'm the opposite of that. I hug my mom where I won't let go of her, and she's like, "Stop it, stop it." My mom's like, "Don't love me so much," but she means it. She's not saying it because, and I'm like the mama's boy, right? Like that's my mom. Like I'm her first, and I make sure that, oh, you don't like it? Hell yeah, I'm gonna hug you more. I'm the annoying kid, maybe. But only because I want companionship with my family, right? Like my brother's like, I don't even know what the fuck happened to him. My sister came out from the war. She was in combat and now she's on fucking drugs. Pain medicine. I gotta have my pain medicine.
Is that a big excuse?
Huh?
It is a big excuse, but I'm not saying this in a bad way. Is the excuses that we create for ourselves, you know? And I'm pretty sure she was living very hard stuff over there.
Yeah,
So you remember when I told you one day we were talking about those addicts in Pennsylvania, and I
Yep.
was telling you that your soul leave your body.
Yeah,
I've seen those videos. There's
Yeah.
a video on YouTube.
Me too.
So that happened
mean,
with
it's
people.
crazy.
Yeah, that happened with people that live a very strong trauma, and they suffer from PTSD and all of that. So part of your soul is just not in your body anymore.
Yeah. I believe that. I believe that. Yeah, I believe that. I'm trying to save my soul, so we're all here for a reason. We chose to be here in this lifetime as spirits. We chose to be here. So I guess if I chose to be here, I better make something good of it. People like, I didn't choose to be here. My parents didn't make me. I didn't choose to be here.
That's not
You're
true.
right. You're right. Your soul chose to be there. And this is the life you live now. If you come back as a cockroach, then I guess you fucked up as your human life.
You guys funny. No, but it's true. We're all here for a reason. You know, we're all here aligned together and just, you know, gonna keep pushing each other to be better. And we'll get there. We're all gonna get there.
All you got to do is believe it within yourself. I can't believe it for you. I can believe my own life for myself, but I can't believe it for you. And until like Maria, we just converted her in less than 3 days. Less than 3 days. I haven't heard you say short today, which is great. And the first one that gets $1,000 trade profit, you better send pictures.
Man, it's gonna take a while for me.
Yes.
No, it ain't.
No.
There is
Even
no
with the small
limitations,
account.
Millie. There is no
No.
such thing as time.
Every day there's profits to be made every day. And that's what we need to understand. Every day. We have to grow our bags.
And be patient about it. You must be patient in the game of trading. Rule number 1, you must not succumb to the fear in the game of trading. Rule number 2, you must not believe anything that's being told to you in the game of trading. No, rule number 3, if you forget rule number 1, 2, and 3, go back and read them. Rule number 4.
Ask Joe. Rule number 5.
Go back and read number 3 and 6 and 7.
Rule number 6. How can I say this? Support yourself with your teen group.
Yeah.
Go into D, going to Maria,
like
going
that
to
rule.
Lister, going to Kali.
I like that rule.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody eats. Did I not say that at the beginning? Everybody eats. That was my first motto with the groups. Everybody eats. That's why, you know, back to that guy, that Olak or whatever. Dude, if he just does the work, he can eat too, and he doesn't have to ask for money. If anything, it would be like, hey man, this shit's working, and I'm gonna help you push it because it's gonna make me more money in the end.
It's crazy to me how people just ask for money. Like I
Dude,
need to
all
start
the
doing
time.
that. Like
All the
what
time.
the fuck? Is that a thing? Like I'm
I
gonna
guess,
start being
well,
like,
the
like,
same
who
way you
does
see
that?
tips, the same way you see tips on these influencers things. Think about that. That's just people giving money to somebody. Or, well, that's, I guess people think that because people show
they're getting
profits,
some sort of value. They're no matter what, they're getting some sort of value if you're
Yeah.
tipping. You know, whatever the value is for you, whatever, you know. But they're
Yeah, I
getting
think
some
they
sort of
think-
value.
I think they think that I got it like that, or that's my lure that I'm, you know, because maybe, oh, I want to help the people and I'm just going to give it to you. I never said that. I've never said I'm going to give you fish. And if I change that motto, Deanna, you fucking remind me. I'm not going to give nobody, because then you guys are going to have to give fish. Give fish to your own family, but make people work. If they want what you want, you're getting, they got to learn how to fucking fish.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm even going to give signals is so people understand that there's something to this, right? And then we hope that they take this and learn and do their own thing. But if they're just going to wait on me to make signals, they're not going to make that much money and they're not going to learn anything, right? Because they're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna wait in a signal, and they're gonna over leverage something, and they're gonna fuck it up. Why am I losing? You burned me. What was? Oh, I don't care. I'm not gonna even listen to that shit because I'm not burning anybody. You burn yourself. You control the button. Nobody's pointing a gun in nobody's head. Nobody says that I'm the best trader in the world. Nobody's claiming that title. So in my mind, is like, we're going to find the responsible people out of these groups that want real knowledge and they want to do something with their life better than they are. And then they're going to either understand it or not. And then we'll go from there. I'm not after their money. I'm after their trading power. You can get 1,000 people putting in $100 at the same time, we're good. The rest of us are good. May not think that works, but how it works. That's why all these guys do it. My next trade, that's her thumb. My next Bitcoin trade. Everybody flocks to the fucking channel. If it passes this, then this. Or if it passes that, then that. Well, is that your next Bitcoin trade? Both of them? Which one are you saying, dude? Like, what are you talking about? I'm going to be like,
You know, the biggest things that I've seen on YouTube channels that I think we have and you have is the setup, right? Because even when you do see YouTube channels, they already have their charts set up. They'll never show you from start to end. They'll never, you know, they just show you their setup. And then, like you say, if this breaks, this is going to happen. If this breaks, this is going to happen. That's why I was like, I can open a channel and do that shit all day, right? But understanding and like from the beginning to end is definitely, like, I think a lot of people search for that.
yep, because the influencer's business model is not to teach you. It is to get you to come to their platform. That's not what I want. I want them to come, but I'm going to teach. I'm going to teach them enough. I'm going to show them why it is. This is why. This is all you need. Oh, but what about the MACD? It says this. This is all you need. Oh, it happened again. Okay, haters, what's up, haters? Who else has got a question? You know, like, I'm going to be the combative influencer that brings, and not combative as bad, more like adds the people opinion to it instead of like what I want you to believe, which at the end is, well, guys, you know, make sure you help subscribe, you know, hit the button and join my Bybit. All links are at the bottom. That's what they're after. MM Crypto or Carl, they say it like 3 times in a 5-minute video. Me, I'm just gonna call signals, and then when then they happen, I'm gonna come back on, or the people. It's like, who took that? Anybody take that? Oh shit, you missed out, right? You should have took it. Should have took it. Every one of us took it. Maybe that's not allowed in YouTube. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out my ass, and you're not supposed to be like that. And then I'll find that out whenever they try to stop us. But all I can, I guess, all I got to offer right now is to give the signals that are correct on the right way and put you on the money. That I can guarantee. Can you keep the money you make? That I can't guarantee. Can you control your fear and anxiety? Nope. Can I? No, I can't. If it's in your side of the world, I can't. Unless your money's in my pocket, I can't control your money. So, and I can't control you. I can control your feelings. Can't control your thoughts. Or maybe I can. I don't have blonde hair to be swinging in the air. Nobody's going to ever call me baby on the chat because nobody's going to see me to have an opinion, to have a flirtatious or a derogatory. Not that I care. I don't care. I'm going to weed out what brings the haters. And if it's the haters that we know, they're gonna know. I'm gonna know exactly who they are. If it's like Mark or Seb or anybody that comes at me, If anything, guarantee you I can get some influencers to watch our stream and comment. Good or bad, don't really care. Isn't that marketing? Isn't marketing like 101? Like, doesn't matter what attention you get out of the advertisement as long as you get attention. Or it doesn't work. We're still going to win trades and the world doesn't get help. And that's okay too. One or the other doesn't bother me. I've been fishing by myself for a long time. So it's okay. It's okay to be lonely when you're making money. No? Everybody sleep? This one I need some fucking music. Some big scary sounds. Ah!
No, I hear you. I'm working and I'm listening to you.
Well, all you guys are working because you guys are not realize you just I can't wait. Somebody please, when you leave your job, please record it.
Yeah.
Please, please. That'll be a mission. Or if you give a resignation letter because you're making a bunch of money, Millie, and you know you want to do it perfectly, you don't want to be burn a bridge. Take a picture of the resignation letter, and cover your privacy, and then maybe right in the end it's like, yes, I did this because I believed in myself.
Exactly. Can't wait for that moment.
Could be next week.
Oh my goodness.
For Christmas, you guys get to quit your job. Woohoo! That's awesome. That's what I'm thinking. Who quits by Christmas? Come on, who's with me? Who's with me? Come on, guys.
You know, we can live stream that, you know.
That'd be funny, right? Dude, that's a good idea. Today on the Slayer channel.
You just set up a video message on Telegram. Then we can stream on Zoom. Then it will be in YouTube.
Hey, you guys remember I was saying that the Bitcoin is going to set up a flag at the end of the top of the thing? Well, this is gold. Gold leads Bitcoin. So Bitcoin did exactly this, just like gold. And then now it's forming the contraction point that I said is like that slow climb. And now is when we would have to start looking, like for gold, I would be looking for on the 1 minute. I start tracking the, because you can see that's like parabolic, it's rolling over, you know, this is a, all right, damn it. And these break to the bottom side, right? So, and then what do we expect here in an hour or so is the new candle. So we'll be at the top of this range. So I believe now for a few days, we're just going to be between this top and this bottom down here. Whatever this one is. Like if you look at this as a range that they're going to trade in next week, they're going to go from here to here, maybe a little higher because this will do like the H. It'll just go really fast up like we've watched several times. Look at this shape. This is gold. Look at this shape. This is Bitcoin. Just Bitcoin takes longer. Gold is faster. This is the gold consolidation. Bitcoin consolidation. Now you see that it's broke out of this. It's retesting it.
Retesting.
Yeah. So you can either, I always cut it in half, you know, just kind of in the middle, and then I just go for that. And then that'll be your H. And that'll probably take till daily opening. We got 1 more hour and New York is closed. So that'll probably be where New York finishes.
New York is
And
closed already.
No, it isn't.
It's
You
a
guys
4.
think it is. Nope. Nope. I gave you guys the market times. That's one of the
the
first
after
things I gave
hours.
out. I
The
know
after
Lister, because I know he's like, didn't we get those again? Or remember the first things I gave out market times that as far as the
Yeah.
market maker thinks,
Yep.
not what
Yeah.
we are told.
5.
That's
You
why
say
there's always
5.
a move.
You say from 5 to 8, nothing happens.
From 5, so from 5 to 6, really nothing happens in East Coast, because that is gap time. At 6 o'clock, Sydney, Australia opens.
Okay.
And then they usually pump it up. And then at 9 o'clock Eastern, which is 2 hours later, it's Asia open. And then that'll be the top of the range. But anything can happen from, so remember, from New York to Asia, we're going to be in contraction. That's what they use as contraction, an area that doesn't have much volume that they can keep people trapped, contraction. So literally in an hour, the best thing to do is probably get out and reassess for the daily that comes at 9 p.m. Eastern. So you shouldn't trade in between 5 p.m. New York actual time, and then 9 p.m. New York actual time. You should not trade. That's contraction. That's what I call contraction, or, you know, it's consolidation for this phase, or the ripsaw, where you're, no matter which way you go, it's not making you money and you're not losing money. You're not making money. And if you're on the opposite, then you're losing a little bit, then you're getting it back. You're losing it a little bit, and it keeps you trapped. You don't want to trade in that. You want to wait. So if this is Bitcoin, right, we're on the 1 minute chart. So we look for the last drop. All right, here's your contraction, little dots. What do we do? And our theory is we buy under the dot. We would about anywhere under this dot, we'd be in profits as soon as it pops out of there. Will it pop out of that? Well, remember yesterday there was a time that we were at some sort of wedge right at the contraction time, and I said, yeah, that's your trap setup. And that was when Bitcoin decided to just pop over it. That's what we're doing again. Because we popped over it, but we haven't popped over contraction. But we will. We will, because if now this is the 1 minute point of control, all I do is look back at the last one right here. And as long as price is above that, we're tracking the price up. So we go up. Here's your next one. All right. Price is above. See how this little tiny gave me the exact where I was going to land? Well, this one is from this one. And then once it passes this one, we go look for another one somewhere else. And as long as it keeps that track, we're going up. Once we flip this and then all those little dots are under each other every time, we wait on it for the 15-minute. Yeah, we might lose some gains, but then we'll know we're not getting out too early. Pretty easy. You guys just got to let go of that fear, man. When it's tanking, buy. When it's rising, sell. And I know that's what they all say. That's what they all say. Well, yeah, well, if you do it in the wrong part, you're screwed. If you do it in contraction and you're buying and selling when that thing's just going up and down and not going anywhere, you just blew your account. by the time it gets out of contraction. Agree, right? I know you guys have been in trades that you don't know which way you're going. 1 minute you're one way, the next minute you're the other. Holy shit. That's contraction. Contraction in a bigger time frame is the 2 wicks. Like if we just look at this, right? Nothing else. How wide is the price here? Pretty wide. Well, how wide the price is here? Pretty wide. Well, right here is not that wide. But which one is the shortest one out of all of these? This one. And you can use that. These are lower levels. These are like the minute and the 5, you know, I would use that if I just look at this right now. Is the price above it? Yes. Go up.
So you use that as a contraction.
If
what
I'm
you're
right here
saying?
looking at it without even, yeah, because this is on the 15 minute. So if its price is
Okay.
above any 15-minute contraction,
Yeah.
good enough. At least for me. Contraction. Here's your contraction. Right? All the way up, back to the middle, because this one takes, this is your contraction line. All the way up, back to the middle, right? Here's the middle. All the way down, back to the middle, and then back away. Contraction, same thing. Sometimes, you know, it's up and down, but it's the same. This is a contraction line. Here's a almost similar, didn't leave a wick. But if you take this area and then this area and make that a box, that all came back to center before it broke out. And then this one, this little candle told me that the first candle was going to be red. All right. And it says that tells me fake move is to the red. Go against it. So see how they dropped it? This would have been your fake move and everybody would have FOMO in. So go against this candle that pops out. That means you look for trades up here, south. So this is where you would look for your shorts. But why look for this stupid short that doesn't take forever to play when you can look for these longs that happen pretty much all the time? There's more longs. Longs are longer than shorts. In grand scheme of things, you guys know that I've shown that many times. This short broke here. If you measure from here to here, it's shorter than from here to here by a little bit. That's why I always say they just move the market a little bit and we think it's a lot. This is a lot of time just for them to come right back to the same spot. And then they added a little more. This is the area we're at right now with Bitcoin. We're at in this area. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Can't deny it. They keep doing the same shit because everybody's looking for a bunch of patterns in this, and I'm just looking for this. Back up, make a line, wait on the next this area. Wait on this. When I know, and I find that in the 1 minute because I know how to chase it. But I'm waiting. I've proven that 100 times that I'm catching that area. Now back to gold. See how gold breaking a thing? Now it's up to me. Do I tap out before it goes and takes off all my profits? Or do I stay in it thinking that there might be more? And since I'm thinking that we're going into the end of the day, then of course that's probably the top of the range for gold. Because the end of the day, probably, like you said, 4 o'clock, they're not trading gold. Crypto might trade another hour. But what I'll do, you guys hear that sound? That was me taking $3,000.
Chin chin.
And then now, okay, so what if it goes up? right? Like if it goes up a little bit more, who cares? Now what I do as a trader is I wait for the daily open to look for the gold entry again. And if it drops, let's say that I come back and Sydney and a little bit of Sydney, they just dropped it. Okay, cool. Wait on it. Wait with the stop. It'll do the one low, then it'll come back up and it'll screw around, do another low, and I hit it again. Because why? The daily on the gold, all the prices above, 4 hours above, the 1 hour still above. The only thing that's not above is the 5 minute. And the only reason I took it is because, okay, market's closed. Why would I want to like, you know, the market's closed and I got a bunch of money. Why do I want to just let it disappear? Well, through gap time like that, where I can't do anything. That's called winning the trade. And then you fucking set up for the next one. And my Bitcoin that I started a minute ago from 16,849, it's still running without a stop loss. Because I want this last little bit that it hasn't done, and they might do it.
Mine's also still running without a stop loss.
Yeah. I think
Big surprise.
you see how they went to the high here? Now I'm looking for that H
Yep.
move,
Same.
and I haven't done it. This is the trickery right here. Like, yeah, that's it. But really, you should be buying to go for that one, but I'm not going to buy. I'm just going to let it happen, because if it breaks down from this, that's when you're tap out. You're like, okay, that didn't work. So I don't want to lose my profits. I
Yeah.
just started from, see, 18,849. Oh, 16,849. What was I talking about? 18. And I did this one like on the fly with you guys. Can't see. Yeah, down here. I guess the blue line. Yeah, the blue line. No, that's 819. So see, this is where the haters like, that's not deadly on it, man. You're not catching what I'm saying right there. This blue line is where my entry was. See, like right there. And if we look at that area, at the top blue line, look where I caught it. That's the tip of the tips of the move, right? Because here's a move right here. No matter, you know, you might not be able to look at it like I see it like that. Because why? What's this? Point of control. Is it above it? Yes. Did the price settle above the point of control and it come out of it? Pretty much. So the long. What's the I don't even know what I was gonna say. Sorry, I was looking at my account. I gotta make $1,100 tonight. Damn it. I want to call this week the end of the week. This day, the end of the week. And if I make, I don't know if I should tell you this.
Why?
Cause it's a fine line of fucking bragging other than giving you fuel to your fire. I don't care anyways, I'll tell you. If I finish and I make $1,100 at the end of the trading day by tomorrow, because of tonight and tomorrow, it'll be 13,000 since Monday.
Nice. Brutal. That's crazy.
Joe, if I do that 6 times, I'm out of my debt.
Nice.
Hang on, that's it? Just 6 times is all we gotta win?
6
Nice.
times that amount that you are saying.
Okay. Well, then you got to put enough money on your trade to win 6 times, because we can win 6 times.
I mean 6 times that amount. You know what I'm saying?
So you need like 100K? Man,
Yeah.
I thought you were going to tell me like 1 million.
No.
You're good, man. We got this. We got this.
Can we do
I
that with
say
the 500 challenge?
500
Well,
to 25K. What's it,
yeah.
John?
Yeah. Well, we don't have a month now between. It takes a month So we're gonna have to do whatever we can do till Christmas. Cause it's like
I'm down with that challenge.
Same. We
It's
can
like
start right
500.
now.
I'll find the money.
I'm not
to-
gonna use paper account just for you to know.
Me either. Me either. 500 to 25K by New Year's
Yeah, I'm
Day.
gonna use the real money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
I'm
using
use a
paper
lot of real
count.
money.
No, think about it. So we use, if it's just like in reality, the 500 is because I'm gonna do a $250 bet at 10x, and it's a $2,500 bet with $250 saving it. But if you got a lot more money
Yeah, I'm
that's in
already
your
thinking.
account, then you're good. You know, like
I'm gonna do like
you can do
I'm
1,000.
gonna
You can
put
do
the whole
1,000.
fucking
You can do
bag.
1,000.
I'm just kidding.
You can do 1,000.
How much
I'll bet
do
you
I
by
have
the
to
end of the
put-
challenge, you
How
throw
much do I
1,000.
have to put down? How much?
Well, the idea is to so we need to get the trade number to 5,000, the margin. So you got to leverage that with whatever money you're willing to put in. So you could do 100 times 50x, and that's 5,000. But then you got to have enough money backing that 100, which is way more than $100 if you're gonna do a fucking $5,000 bet with.
How much?
It'll melt you. It won't give you a liquidation number.
Yeah,
It'll be
yeah.
like right there, a penny away, you know?
Yeah.
So if we take a $5,000 bet, let's say $250, 20x is what, 4,500. So 4,500, you have $250, you probably need like another 500 covering the 250 at 50x.
So how much I need in the account?
1,000.
1,000.
I would put 1,000, and we're not gonna bet any more than 250 at a time. And then you should not do
is this
crazy
on
levels.
cross or ISO?
Either or, we're not gonna run a stop loss. You can run a stop loss, but if it knocks you out, that's on you.
But I'm saying for Millie, like if she's
Oh.
using 25% of her wallet, then it needs to be on ISO.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I would do like that. If you want to do a 5,000 position to be safe, I would like that. I will put 5,000 on the account and we use 500 with 10x.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
On isolated lister?
No, on cross.
On cross.
cross.
Okay.
And cross. Okay.
Yeah. But you don't, that's like putting a lot on the platform that you don't have to do, other than what's
No,
your
just to be
goal?
safe.
You know, like if you
Just
need
to be safe.
$25,000,
Just to avoid craziness. I mean, something crazy happens, right? You are not gonna get liquidated with that margin.
Right.
With 10x, you're not gonna get liquidated.
yeah. And then you just gotta promise you stay 10x, because
Yeah.
I only know 10x. I don't know how the move will work, right? But I don't know the math. I don't know the torture
Behind
you're
the
gonna go
liquidation
through.
and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that. So if it starts to bother you, then I don't know how to tell you to, like, well, you know, you shouldn't have gone 20x, because I don't know that. But 10x, if we just win 2 trades a day,
Wow, it's shit a lot of money.
oh, we can win 2 trades a day. I was gonna say 4, but I don't think we can stay up 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
But we can win 2 trades a day. And then not go for the entire trade, go for 2 levels, get out. Come back, relax.
I
go
don't
for
want to fall into being greedy, because I want prefer to be consistent.
Yeah.
But I want to have a good amount in the account too, because right now, like every time I make some winnings, it's like, you know, $15, $10, $5, things
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. It's not. It's good money, but it's not worth your time, right?
No,
Like you need to
exactly.
make money. Yeah,
And I had to still be a slave of my desk right here and do this, because the credit cards are killing me.
yeah, yeah. Well, a lot of it is have a goal, what you want to make. And then if we don't make it, great. We're kind of sporadic, but the idea is to buy whatever you bring in. Let's see how much we can make. It takes a month to make 24,000 is what we made. A month, right? We don't have a month before Christmas. We have 3 weeks. And then Christmas vacation, you know, the markets are closed. So I'm not trading in those days because that's dangerous. You can be trapped for a fucking week.
Mhm.
But think about in the last few days that you just been with me, Millie, on this. How many trades have we won?
Yeah.
How many trades have I showed? Every one of those numbers is a different trade. Don't think I'm showing you the same fucking picture. I don't work like that. I'm giving you that, like, I made this today. Not because look at me, I made this today too. And I made this today. Why? Because I'm doing the same thing over and over. And you can make the same thing over and over. Whether your number is 300, 300,000, $30, that's what I'm trying to show you. And of course, I'm going to show you a big number to excite you, to fuel the fucking blood in your body and be like, my God, this guy talking here is fucking showing some crazy numbers. I did that when my teammate, I've never seen numbers that big. I always win in trades.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. And Lister knows this. So when that thing happened with George, that I felt like
Hey, wait, we're live
Recording.
streaming on YouTube.
Yeah, we're recording.
We can
Don't
end
do
it.
it.
No, so then I'm not gonna say it.
Okay, we can end it though.
Do we even have anybody watching?
No,
Oh,
I don't
Oh.
think so. I think it's just my account. Yeah, nobody, just one.
okay. We just gotta push it. At least